Welcome. Welcome to the Altona Bowls Club for this top 4 heavyweight clash. Deer Park sitting narrowly on top, but have a good lead on Moonee Valley in third place. A win here would almost secure a top 2 finish and a double chance in the finals. A loss gives chasing teams, such as their opponent Altona, a chance to try and take their spot. Altona is sitting precariously in 4th, just 7 points clear of the chasing Essendon. A win would go a long way to helping the A's make another Premier Division final series, while a loss would more than likely see them fall out of the top 4. With only 4 rounds left in the season, it's all on the line here tonight. I'm Troy Stafford, and I'm very pleased to be joined by Sara Rodger. Evening, Sara.
Hello, Troy. How you going?
I'm great. Yourself?
Pretty good, actually. What a night.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect conditions. Blue sky, no wind, which is really unusual for here at Altona. It's pretty renowned for its wind. And we've got a prime position right behind the stream rink. Couldn't have a better spot.
No, could not ask for a better night and could not ask for a better view. And 2 things are for certain tonight. It's going to be an absolute cracker of a match between these two. And the other thing is that I'm sure we will have Mick West, Barbara Green and Brendan Elliott tuning in making plenty of comments.
Yeah, so they're a part of our regulars. Well done.
Yeah, shout out to those who are the dedicated streamers.
So just to fill you in on our teams, leading up for Altona is Matty Wilson. He's got the light blue and white bowls. His direct opponent, Harry Coleman, with the slightly darker half blue, half white bowls. Second for Altona on the mat, Shane Herring with the pink bowls. And second, just about to play Chris Ball with the orange bowls. In our back ends, we've got Greg Jeans for Altona with green bowls. Harley McDonald for Deer Park with orange bowls. And our 2 skips, Nathan Wilson, who's got a black speckled bowl, and Lee SCHRANER with black and green, just to give you an idea of whose bowls are who. For our cracking match.
It's been a pretty good end so far, actually. Shane Herring's just played a fairly decent bowl there to get the shot after Harry Coleman put down 2 great lead bowls. Watching him in roll-up, they seem to have found it already. I've heard the greens running pretty quick tonight, about 16, taking a bit of turn. So
it's one of the nicest places to play here. The greens are always good. It's a fairly short green, but the greens are always good. So they're saying it's a good 16 seconds. Looks to have a nice turn, certainly on that hand anyway. Haven't quite seen the ditch side. We'll keep an eye out for that, but it's a long way in, as we're going to see.
Yeah, that forehand side is typically the turning hand here. So tiffs will always usually kind of have a tighter and a wider, but it's a bit more pronounced on this one. That the backhand side can be quite tight.
We'll just have a look at Harley as he's played a tight line here.
Yeah, it's holding up pretty well.
Yeah, it's just going to cut under. It's not quite the line, but definitely a tighter hand on our ditch side. Even though we are a full rink in, it's certainly tighter on that side, but it looks like on the forehand, as they're playing at the moment for right-handers, it looks like quite a nice curve.
Nice turning hand, yeah. And the rinks that they're playing on, rinks 1, 2, 3, 4, they do get practiced on a lot. So the members down here, they're practicing pretty much every night. So the players here do know all the little nuances with this green very well.
It's definitely a sport where home ground advantage is very, very big, more so than most sports, I would think, just because the surfaces can be so different.
It's a very nice bowl there from Greg. He's just kind of put a bowl in amongst those Deer Park bowls on that right-hand side. So that shot that Harley was just playing with his last bowl to move the jack over there. Sort of put a bowl in there sort of to cut back the damage, but also count if it goes that way.
So just looking to arrive on the backhand here. They've got their own bowl on the way in. Looks to be on a better line, this one.
No, that's actually, I think that's Altona on the way in. That looks like Maddie.
Oh, you're
Matt
right.
Wilson's,
Yeah, my apologies. You're right. I'm going to get confused with those a few times, I think. As I said, the light blue and the dark blue. The rest of it, they've done the right thing by us.
They have. They've really looked after us, except for the Leeds.
The Leeds didn't have a conversation, did they?
They did not. No. So, but that was really well played there by Harley. Actually, he played really good weight, and his bowl stayed up. So that's really important, especially when you've got a dynamic player like Lee hopping on the mat who doesn't mind a bit of weight. So by that bowl staying up and being on the absolute plinth, it's pretty invaluable. Because on this green, it's actually really is quite difficult to draw to the plinth because it is a shorter green and it can be quite quick, especially in that direction there where you don't get the shade from the clubhouse. They just roll on. Surprisingly,
though, that bowl of Harley's didn't touch anything. Went through the gap, under the short one, around the jack, under the pink bowl and didn't touch anything, but did stay on the green. So it does give, as you say, Lee something to play to here. Yeah,
a lot more options. It also forced Greg as well to put a bowl around there in the back and not put another one in the head. So I think I had a skip say to me the one time, the best way to keep your opposition out of the head is to run at it.
So he elected to play forehand, but he played big weight.
He got one out. So
did get one of the Altona bowls out.
Ultimate would have been jack movement because they've got all the bowls there waiting for it.
Yeah,
but
that's what he was looking for.
So we've got Nathan Wilson stepping up on the mat.
Got a nice open draw.
He's a very good draw bowler, Nathan, as well.
He is. Got all the shots, as all the skips in this standard have to have all the shots.
Yeah, not only that though, but he's a very good bowler. I think he's he's played at the top level a lot, and now his focus is on family. But he can play everything. I've actually had the pleasure.
Speaking of a good draw bowler, it's pretty good. It's blocked the line.
It's pretty annoying for Lee as well. That being said, though, with that much room there, I'd probably back Lee to draw this.
Yeah, the only thing is that it's first end, so you're not as dialed in, and he's coming off a runner. So they're the two challenges, but he's not a back-to-back world champion singles player for nothing.
Exactly. And he knows his bowls too. He's played with these dynamics for a very long time. So just ran through a little bit there, but
just needs to any out of weight here.
Does it count?
I couldn't quite. We've got Bobby Carlson paddling for us, but he was just standing behind the players, and I couldn't quite see the number that he was indicating.
Either that or he was taking in the glorious conditions out there as well.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
It's looking good to there. I think it might just be a little bit on and on. Oh, I think that orange bowl might be third.
They are going to measure. There's two out.
I think that jack high one was Chris's, wasn't it?
So yeah, Chris and Harley have the orange, and I think that was Chris's bowl. Oh, it could be four. I think the orange, the green's in. 3 shots.
Okay.
Good opener for the Altona Rink.
There you go. Bobby's holding up the paddles for us.
Does a good job, does Bobby?
He sure does. I must say, as a viewer at home, I really enjoy the fact that you do have the marker on here holding up the paddles. Definitely adds another element to the game.
Yeah, and it certainly helps us here in commentary because, it's hard for us to see all the way down there to determine who's got the shot and how many they've got.
And sometimes they're just a little bit too subtle, the players. They don't yell it out enough.
It looks like maybe that Maddie Bowsring. Can you see
I
the
think
bottom
they
of the
picked up a 5
scoreboard?
on the
It looks
first
like a 5
end.
to
Yeah,
me.
I did hear some shouts of snorkel. So I actually did get a fun fact about that rink actually from James. He mentioned that since he's moved into that rink playing third for Matt Bouse, they have only lost the rink twice, and one of those times was to Aaron.
Right.
So who they play again tonight. Yep.
Yeah, Aaron Wilson. Good opener from young Harry there, just drawing around the bowler, Maddie Wilson.
Yeah, Matt played it with really, really good weight. Just didn't quite get down as much as what he thought. And he's ended up in 2 good spots here, past the jack, so he's in the game.
Yeah, they're absolutely in the game.
And then, obviously, Harry we saw last week on the stream for the region sides.
Leading up for Dane McKinnon in the region sides, and
now he's against him.
yeah, but they were victorious. So both these clubs part of Metro West, which shows why there's such a strong region. Beautiful weight there from Harry.
Yeah, he's a very good bowler. He knows these greens as well. He made the semi-final of the mixed pairs here, playing with his mum Susie, who's also a very good bowler. And then he made the final of the men's pairs with Chris Ball, who he's playing with tonight. And they only just went down. I think it was all square on the last end. So it's just gotten away a little bit from Shane Herring. On the plus side, though, with that being the tighter hand, it's probably not in the way. So it might be a little bit confusing tonight. Chris Ball is known as Disco, and then we've also got Aaron Wilson known as Disco. So there might be quite a few shouts of Disco tonight.
Yes, this is true.
I think Shane's taken better grass. It's just going to hang out on him.
Yeah, perfect weight. So we've got plenty joining in. We've got Shane Hafner tuning in, part of Bowls for Your Lives, who we've partnered with at Bowls Vic, which we're really excited about.
He's an absolutely lovely person. I actually had the pleasure of playing against him in a bowls tournament. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he's a ripper. Speaking of rippers,
Chris,
that's
Disco
a
Ball.
ripper correction from Chris.
Who will claim that he's the original Disco.
Andy tuning in from South Africa. Great to have you on board. And Josh from Musgrave Hill. So we're, as always, we're far and wide.
I wonder what the time is in South Africa. I wonder if he had to set an alarm or he's kicking up his feet on a Friday afternoon and watching the clock wind down to 5.
I'll be there in about 6 months. So
oh, okay.
Yeah, going over for a safari and
Oh,
go to
nice.
Victoria Falls and things like that. So looking forward to that.
Not going to lie, my first thought was, is there bowls on?
No bowls, no.
Do forget that people travel for other reasons. Oh, just a little bit short there from Greg, but he had a pretty good line. Now that Chris's bowl is holding shot, sort of anything that's sort of crossing the head to just do a little bit of jack movement isn't bad. So if he adds the weight on that one, he should be able to trail that one back to the bowl of Maddie waiting to the side there.
It's going to stay on, I think. We'll see if we can get that camera down in a sec.
Skip's ducking down to pick it up, so
It's dropped in.
that's my gauge.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've got someone tuning in from Scotland as well.
No, I think that's a little bit of a stir because he plays in my Pennant side at Yarra Glen, and if he's in Scotland, he's got a pretty quick flight to get back so we can play tomorrow. Oh, what a good effort from Greg Jeans.
I think it's second shot though, so
Marquise for Altona coming from Cabramatta.
he does, yes. Been bowling for about 20 odd years. I asked him before the game and he had to think about it, and I said, well, if you have to think about it, it's been a while. So
Yep. We got a little flick off that last bowl. He's finished in a good spot. So that Harley McDonald, who's also a marquee, coming from Warilla.
yes, formerly Tarrant Point, so I'm sure Barbara Green's tuning in to see her former clubmate.
20 to 10 in South Africa in the morning.
Oh, okay. So definitely kicking up the feet and counting down to 5 p.m.
So about nine hours behind, if my maths is any good. Hopefully it is.
Geez, there's some good bowls happening on all the rinks at the moment. But Nathan Wilson's played this pretty well.
Just needs to get down and stop. What a great effort.
Geez, huge effort.
Gives him another second, though.
It does, it does.
I think if nothing changes, he's going to play a bit of weight at that.
Yeah, well, he's got the option if he can clip it out clean. Like, that's the ultimate, though. They don't have the backers bowl. That belongs to Harley.
Yeah, but Leroy will be looking to draw another one here. If he gets to this back bowl, he'd be very good. Just needs to run.
He's played it pretty well.
It's going to make the shot. It's going to make that shot
Very
unplayable
hard.
now. He's
Yeah.
probably. He does have a shot on the forehand if he likes it, up through that green bowl, any piece of it. But he may elect to draw because he played it so well with the first. He doesn't have to change much.
No, he doesn't.
That's probably what's going through his mind now. The forehand shot looks inviting, but I played the backhand shot so well.
That's it. And he's only got a small correction to be able to draw the shot. All right, so they're doing the thing where you weigh up your risk and your reward. Having a run at it, like you said, looking to chip in off that green bowl. And his third, Greg, just saying if it goes in the pit, we're only one worse off. So it's worth it. I think they've got quite a few seconds.
Just a bit wider than he would want.
Yeah, it does hold a little bit on that hand as well.
He turned his back bowl in about a centimetre, but it hasn't made any difference. Still shot to Deer Park. So interestingly, Deer Park only winning one of the opening ends on each rink, but only one behind with that 5.
That was a good pick up on their
He's
first
played
end.
this well.
It's very well.
This is what the good skips do. When they got a chance, they draw a second one. Well played.
That's it. That's why he's world champion. Draw bowls like that. So we've got a fairly good crowd here already at Altona tonight. I think some of the Deer Park people who were here to watch were joking about how you had to have been down here at 11 o'clock to be able to get a seat on at the front of the deck to be able to watch.
You usually find the locals are really good at turning up and supporting, but I find Deer Park supporters do travel. They do come and watch a lot of games. They're very, very loyal.
They are, yeah. They really get behind the boys. And same with the Altona. So they, when they have their home games here, they get a lot of members come down and watch. Some do travel. They actually had a few come up to the region side. So there was a few who travelled up. But yeah, you can't beat the Deer Park supporters, and they're allowed to.
They are. Yeah, they get behind them. We've got a question here from Phil about how many marquees the teams are allowed each week. So they're allowed 3 marquee players, but they have to be nominated before the season starts, and they can only use those 3. So they can't have a different 3 each week. They can only have 3 for the season, and then it's up to them based on selection and availability and that sort of thing as to how many of those play. Most of the clubs these days like their marquees to play the majority of their games. They want to get bang for buck and value for money because they can only have 3 of them.
What a correction there by
Harry. Young Harry. Yeah, it can happen. You know the person, and sometimes the name just eludes you.
It does.
So Harry electing to play the turning side, whereas looks like Matty Wilson's playing backhand, what we would describe as around the clock. So obviously favours his backhand when he does things like that. Why not?
Well, I think I find with the green here sometimes as well, there's not as huge, like the backhand that way actually does still get a bit more turn than the forehand this way. So it's not a huge swap over. So,
yeah, I think it's purely, I would say that's what he does. He's obviously knows his game very well. He's been playing a long time, knows his backhand's better than his forehand. So unless I need to, I'll just lead backhand around the clock.
That's it. And did you know that he was the one who got all the Wilsons into bowls?
Was he?
Yeah, it was he wanted to go down the bowls club and play. And, yeah.
4 brothers and a sister, I believe, has played. Don't know the sister, but...
Yeah, Nicole. So she's apparently the best bowler in the family. She's won the most club championships.
Good on her. Well done.
When the debate's raging, the boys are like, no, none of us are the best. It's Nicole. So a bit unfortunate there for Shane Herring. He's just caught Chris's bowl rather than sitting it and working in off it. He got the wrong side and turned him in. But he has stayed up, and that would definitely be the Bacchus bowl. And probably change the shot over to the forehand now, because they want the jack to go that way where they've got 2 catches waiting.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what Leroy's called.
Put in a bit of cover.
Chris often plays third in this side, so he won't be fearful of playing the weighted shots, and he's played it well.
Yeah, he's got it clean. Fortunately, he did just track through, but he's got him the shot, I'm pretty sure. Yep, Harry's bowl.
I think he's made 3 there. The other 2 are Matty Wilson's. Harry's, and then his own bowl. So they made 3.
Made 3. Nice bowl.
I'm definitely going to continue to get confused with this.
Yeah,
2 half blue, half white.
That's what I was like. I was like, oh yeah, he's made a couple, but that's why I was like, oh yeah, shots to do this.
Having said that, the jack's not staying for very long.
Oh, great bowl there
Well
from
played,
Shane.
Touching the jack and getting the shot. That's exactly what you want from your second when he's stepped on the mat, and because that bowl was removed, they've now got nothing in the head. And he's managed to not only get a bowl in the head, but he's got himself the shot, which is really sort of taking the pressure off the back end, but it only leaves him 1 in the head.
It does, and it's kind of a pretty good target there.
He's not far away from this jack, Harley. He's got the jack. Well played. I think it's going to be one of those games with the standard of players and the quality of the green, that jack's going to move around a lot.
Yeah, and the shortened length in the green as well too. You don't have as much to correct on, because it's not a bigger distance when you go from minimum length to ditch as well.
Yes.
So you'd think here, do you reckon they'll look for that bowl just to sort of like sit it through, or just look to draw?
So the light blue is theirs, so they've got 1 reasonably close, so they'll probably give it a chance.
Give it a chance, yeah.
Draw weight, but, what I would describe as a confident draw.
That's it. And I mean, the thing is too, if you can get that jack in the pit first, because that's where it's probably going to end up, then it's all time. Oh, it's just holding out for him.
So he's played it quicker than that. He's sort of played that runner.
Yeah, he must be looking for the bowl. That must be the call.
Yep. Edge of the bowl, down onto the jack. So they do have a few seconds. That's probably why they've played that. So it's an important bowl here for Harley to get another bowl in the head. Because I would say that Altona might have 4 seconds.
I think you're probably right. It is a toucher though, so unless they clip it out, it just travels into the ditch. Might be holding out a few of those other ones. Just depends where it goes. Looks like he's pointed this one better. He just gets around that one.
Doesn't want the hole.
He's got the jack.
He's got the jack. Well played.
And there's
what a
over
shot.
Two bowls there waiting from Shane Herring and Matt Wilson.
Bobby Carson will indicate how many he's made, and I'd say it's at least 4.
And again, too, this shorter ditch, like I said, it does sort of run on a bit more down that end because you don't get the shade from the clubhouse. So it is a bit of a precarious ditch to draw to in that direction.
Four shots indicated by our marker, Bob Carlson. Thank you, Bob.
Right, so Leroy just sort of electing to draw. It's probably actually a good hand there. You've got a few bowls there to sit on if you're a little bit over in your weight.
Just needs to stop.
Just held
it's
out
a
on
cider.
him.
He's got another one.
I actually think Lee used to play here many years ago.
He did. He did.
Won a flag or two. I think quite a few bowlers over the years have played at Altona Bowls Club.
Well, they've been in Premier League the entire time. Only them and Melbourne are the only two teams to have done it.
Continuous.
And they've won 8 flags here, Premier Division titles.
Each? Is that right?
I think Melbourne's won 8 as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Altona's won 8. It's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty handy.
The comp's been going a bit over 30 years.
Yeah, so that's what Nathan's elected to do there,
That's
is be
another one.
confident on the draw because he's got those bowls there he can sort of sit on. I mean, Lee could try and cut it back and look for all those 3 bowls. They could all go, or he could just elect to try and correct in his draw.
It's an important bowl. Big number down, and it's not an easy shot.
Looks like he might be looking to draw again.
He's just run into that bowl. He's cut it down. He's turned that bowl in. Whether he's cut any of those, wonder if he's cut the furthest one off to the side.
Yeah, I think
And
that.
plus, so he might have cut 2 out.
So speaking of Altona being long time in the Premier Division, so we've actually got sitting just next to us tonight one of the stalwarts of the club, John Hurst. So he's been a big advocate. Oh, they're looking for the bowl here.
Must have cut a few out.
Ooh, bit unlucky there. I think it might have brought a few more in if he got that one of Lee's.
We'll wait for our indication here, see how many they've got, but it is a good end for Altona, set up by all their players. Matty Wilson drew the shot, Paul Herring trailed the jack, and then Greg Jeans put the jack in the ditch.
Oh, Lee's,
so it's only
Lee's
one.
Shot.
Yeah, that was a great save by Lee.
There you go. It's hard to tell sometimes when it's in the ditch, isn't it? I thought they had a couple.
The way that was set up, they're probably disappointed only to get one out of that. Oh, is that one to...
one to Deer Park,
One to Deer Park, my apologies.
Yeah. I thought Nathan was actually looking for one of the other bowl of Harleys over this. Oh, sorry, well, still Lee's to bring a couple more in, or Harleys. But,
it's even better. What a shot.
Just great end last end from all the players. Great draw bowls, great running shots. Just such a great standard out there tonight. So it looks like they're electing to play a shorter end rather than playing to the ditch. I'm wondering if that's sort of to miss the shadow that's coming over from the clubhouse. Trying to play it in the sunlight, because the green can run a little bit differently between the sunlight and the shadow. We've got a shout out for Josh, our cameraman, who's doing all the work here. So thanks for that, Shane. He's doing a fantastic job with the camera work tonight. So another very handy start there from Harry, going from full length to probably just over minimum. I'd say it's probably be about 24 metres. Pretty fair reply there from that. It's got Anthony tuning in from Wild Dog Valley. You'll have to let me know where that is. Is that in Victoria, or is that national, international? Do let us know, Anthony. Yeah, great track on that one, young Harry, but he just took a little bit off. It's hard to believe, but he's only actually 14 years old. He's playing in the Premier Division, and he won a region title a couple of weeks ago. So he's an absolutely phenomenal bowler. So the marker just indicating there 2 to Altona. So that first bowl there of Matt's was originally the shot anyway, but it's probably a better set-up head for Deer Park because we've got that catcher of Harry's, and with the length being this bit shorter, the jack's only going to move backwards. Yeah, good ball there from Chris. I think he might have cut one out. Looks like just the one now to Altona, and it gives him an even better setup at the back. So Nathan's seen that, and he's asked for Shane Herring just to draw one around the back just to cover that trail of the jack. Thanks, Anthony, for letting me know. I do know Lee and Gaffer, so I'm in the zone now. Know where you're at. I think Leongatha, that's kind of down near sort of the Latrobe Valleyway, down in Gippsland area, which is where the Vic Open's going to be this year.
Yeah, down that way, Traralgon, Morwell and surrounding areas, absolutely.
How are the entries going for that one?
Pretty good, pretty
Yeah.
good. They're sort of on par with last year. But if you haven't got your entries in, get them in. They close in around about a month's time. So get them in, don't miss out.
The season goes so fast now. It's hard to believe we're almost at the end of Pennant season and we're about to roll into tournament season. So
4 rounds to go. It's crazy, isn't it?
it is, yeah. Oh, that is his skip will be very, very happy with that bowl there from Shane Herring. So
Yeah,
there was starting to be a lot of bowls outside of the head by the Deer Park bowlers. And that definitely cuts it back if the jack movement does go back to those bowls. Right. I think he's played pretty good track on this one, Harley. Does get quite a bit of turnout on that hand, but he looks like he's just on the draw weight.
Yeah, he sits on that bowl, he gets a shot, and
Yeah,
he's done
great
just
bowl.
that. Played perfect weight, well played.
Might have, oh no, Deer Park's blue? No, Altona. Yeah, I was going to say, I
Altona.
think it just flopped out of the shot. If it stayed standing up, I think it probably would have been. So that takes the pressure off for his next bowl, that he can try to play that trail now.
I think Deer Park's the blue paddles, Sarah. I think that's a shot to Deer Park.
Oh, I was just going by on the screen because Altona's blue and Deer Park's
Oh,
yellow.
yeah, no,
so-
just looking at Bobby. I think there's more blue on the Deer Park uniform, so I think he's going with blue for the Deer Park team.
Yep.
It looks like they look similar in line, but it looks closer to Jack High, so I would expect that bowl of Harley's is shot.
I've got terrible eyes, so I'm 100% going with whatever you say.
Oh, well, we're in trouble there then. Having said that, if they weren't shot
he's
before,
Backed it up.
they're shot now.
Yeah, 2 great bowls there from Harley.
Yeah, 2 to Deer Park.
Yeah.
Well played.
All right. We've definitely. So we've got to remember to do it the opposite to what's on screen, and for everyone at home as well too. Opposite to what's on screen.
Just looking at the shirts, the predominant colour in the Deer Park is the blue, even though Altona's got a lot of blue, they've got more white. Has Harley's just drawn the shot here?
Greg. Yep. But yes, great bowl
Sorry,
from Greg.
sorry.
No, that's
Harley
okay.
drew 2,
Yes.
and now Greg's drawn it. Thank you, well played.
No, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. You helped me out before too when I drew a blank on Harry's name.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. So it kind of makes it interesting for Lee now because, you know, probably looks better on the forehand, but they've got nothing that side of the head if the jack goes that way. So he's probably going to still have to stick with that backhand.
Yeah, I'd imagine he'll just be arriving. He's either going to arrive on the backhand or generally if he can't draw it, he often goes big.
Yes.
Tries to reset, but looks like he's lining up just on the backhand.
He's got
One of
such a
those
beautiful delivery.
He
Lee.
does, yeah. Does the same thing every time.
Sets up the same every time.
Don't think it's quite going to get down, but he's just playing that shot, wait to give it a chance.
That's it.
It's not an easy shot here for Nathan. Yes, he can draw another, but there's a fair chance if he does draw another,
Well, you don't
he's
want
going to build a target. That's right, and he could just touch on the jack and give shot away too. So it's not easy.
Well, I feel like probably for Nathan, if he's playing it, it's on the forehand. Backhand, there seems to just be a little. Oh, hang on, wait, who's that one? No, that's Matthew.
That's Matty Wilson's on the
Okay,
way
yeah,
in.
so probably not too bad for the danger.
I think he's electing to play the open.
Yeah.
Back himself to draw it.
Plus that backhand is the nicer drawing hand.
Yeah.
I was going to
Just
say,
played it tentatively. There's a lot that could go wrong there. Even with a good bowl, a lot could go wrong.
do you reckon it was tentative or intentional?
I think tentative. I don't think.
Tentative, yeah.
Especially with Leroy, he's not playing the drive, so no need to block it.
Yep.
And if he was wider and blocked the weight he's playing, Leroy can just play a different weight.
Exactly, yeah.
So I don't think he would have wasted a bowl there. This one needs to hold. Just drop his weight off.
Yeah, I think if he kept the same weight, it probably would have held for him. But
yeah, same weight on that line, he would have probably been very close. So again, Nathan trying to draw another, but it is dangerous. He doesn't want to touch anything. He just wants to draw it cold.
He's played safe draw line for it.
Good effort.
Yeah, great. Another great end.
Take the one.
They're playing to such a high standard, these fellas. And it really does make me go out on a Saturday and want to be better after watching these streams on a Friday.
I think Kevy Anderson on the far rink just killed the end.
Nice. Oh, I mean, I don't mind dead ends because it means the game goes on a bit longer. So.
This is true. Green speed, Andy, we believe is around about 16 seconds. It will drop as the sun goes down, but at the moment, absolutely magnificent 16 seconds. Evening to you, Brendan, tuning in. We did give you a shout out, or Sarah gave you a shout out at the start of the game.
So I have to replay that tomorrow. You got a shout out.
And Spencer tuning in. Great to see Lenny Callis back playing Premier League. Yeah, Lenny's leading, I think, on the Aaron Wilson rink.
Yeah, he's probably been playing Premier League as long as it's been around, you reckon?
Oh, not quite. Not quite.
So he's a great clubman. He's usually the umpire, actually. So when he's not playing, when the boys are playing, he'll be the umpire. And
I think they've still designated him as umpire for tonight.
Okay, yep, nice.
Multi-talented. Despite what they say, he must be a male that can multitask.
Yeah. He's very fair as well. So
2 good openers there from Matty Wilson.
Yeah.
Just a slight correction required from Harry. Less than a yard.
He's found his line beautifully, actually, Harry. He's been absolutely nailing it.
Same bowl as his first.
It's all right, though. I'm pretty sure from what we've seen so far, sure there's a chance they'll come into play later.
Yeah, as we said, this jack's going to move around consistently on this screen.
I think the other thing as well is, too, he's got such a good team coming in behind him. It takes the pressure off when you're leading. You know, you can put 2 down and, okay, maybe you don't have the shot, but you've got good head position because you know that, the guys coming behind you are either going to draw the shot or, they're going to make something happen. So,
certainly helps.
Yeah, getting your bowls past gets him in play.
Three shots next door to Mark Casey gets them on the board.
Yeah, I think I looked over and I think it was the lead bowl from Winnie was right on it. And, it looks like the guys just couldn't get it off that end. So, great bowl there from the apparently original disco ball. He's quite familiar with the greens here because they play a lot of Metro West events. So...
I did miss you too, Paul. Zulu, great to see you tuning in from South Africa. Zulu used to play at Mordialloc Bowls Club. I had a couple of battles against him back in the day, and he moved back to South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Great to see him tuning in.
Nice.
One of those people that you generally know more from their nickname than their real name. So I never called him Paul.
Yeah.
It was always Zulu.
Oh, 2 great bowls there from Chris Ball. I actually get confused sometimes because some of the players are only known by their nicknames.
Can be hard.
And then you see a name on like the run sheet which you guys put up for your Friday night stream, and I'm like, who's that? Because I only know the person by their nickname.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, there's a pack evolving down that back 3 in a row there, but they won't be trying to trail it there at this stage. They'll just be trying to
cut it back.
Draw the shot.
Yeah.
It's an open draw. If he drops a metre.
And the way Chris is there as well too, you've sort of got them there. You can sort of, it just gives you a better visual guide from the other end, having 2 next to each other. I find anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, it just gives you something to beat. I think we'll find him correct the weight.
So that being said, though, I think Harley made it like a little orange caterpillar there.
Needs to turn, though, this one.
Geez, his weight's very good.
Just the wrong side of those bowls. An orange caterpillar. Do they come in orange caterpillars?
Oh, they do tonight. So, and it's handy they're both from the same team because that does make it easier. Yeah, just drop the weight on that one a little bit.
Question there on marquees. There's another, so the one that's not a marquee is Kevy, who's what's known as a permit player. So you're allowed up to 4 permit players who might play in another Pennant competition. So Kevin playing in the Bendigo comp in the Premier League up there. When there's a game down here scheduled on a different day, he's entitled to play.
Yeah, and we've actually seen a lot of players going down to the Geelong region that have that play the Metro Pennant. So we've actually put, I mean, you'd be able to tell me to more accurately, but it sort of seems like that the more Metros are going down to play the regional
than country coming in. Yeah,
than country
probably.
coming in,
Yeah, a lot of it's reciprocated though.
Yeah, because I've sort of. It's kind of funny, I just follow a lot of Facebook pages for bowls clubs, and I've seen quite a few of them posting that they've, had some marquee players and stuff coming in from Metro.
Perfect weight there from Leroy.
Yeah, another one in the count.
Big bowl here for Nathan.
Probably back there holding maybe 4 at the moment, you reckon?
Has he got the run? Needs to run. Oh, it doesn't.
He's very much a character on the green, Nathan, as well, too.
Harley indicated 2.
Okay. So that, well, I'm thinking maybe that front one of Matt Wilson's.
Matty Wilson's, I think, is the closest Altona bowl. I don't think Lee's too happy with this one.
No, I'm not sure it's going to get back.
It is getting back, though. It's trying to. Oh, if he was the other side of that bowl, he was definitely in.
Yeah, I think he's got the dynamics, does he? Tonight or the Optimas?
I would guess the dynamics on a green this pace.
Yeah, I think, and also seeing too how it sort of just didn't quite get back to the line on that, the draw line that he took, I sort of makes me think they're dynamics as well.
That one's in, that's 3. It was in, it looks like.
So they've got is that 4?
4 shots.
4.
They'll be disappointed with that, Altona. They had a clear draw with all their bowls. There was nothing in the way. Just didn't quite nail that weight.
Sometimes those are the hardest ones, though, isn't it? Especially considering we've had quite tight heads. It's probably the loosest head we've had so far, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I don't think the jack moved at all. So.
Short end here for Deer Park. So for those that have just joined us, we're at Altona Bowls Club for our round 11 match. 4th place Altona hosting top of the ladder Deer Park. Very important game with only 4 rounds to go. Both sides really looking for a win. Deer Park to really secure a top 2 spot and probably most likely a top 2 finish and a double chance in finals. And Altona looking number 1 to try and hang in into the finals. It's very tight in the spot. The middle of the ladder is really tight.
It is, isn't it? Like a win, you could go from 3rd to 7th, if you lose one.
Yeah, it's tight.
Or vice versa. But that's great. I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see a nice, tight competition. Just means every game, every week. There's no easy games. The quality's high. Yeah, so great correction there from Harry. Just put his first one past and then just corrected his one there for shot. And then that's just matched that back bowl. So
the difference at the moment in the game overall is the Matty Bouse Rink. It's 9-3 up on Aaron Wilson. They're motoring through their ends though, 6 ends played, and some of them only played 3 unless they haven't updated their board. Although that far rink had a dead end, so I think their 3 ends is correct.
Yeah, well the stream rink's on 5, so I think that might be right. I think Aaron doesn't muck around on the mat, so
this is true.
I think Bowsey's pretty quick as well too. He's very decisive with his shot play.
Yeah. Crowd's building up here, Sarah. There's heaps of people. I've got a fantastic decking as you come out of the clubhouse, and it's really starting to get quite packed.
Yeah. Always when there's a Friday night game here, it's very busy. The kitchen does good food and they go off.
Got their raffles, Friday night raffles and all sorts of things.
They do. And then tonight we've got, so one of the families at the club, the Sutton family, so they actually do one time a year, they put on a barbecue and then all proceeds from that they donate towards the club, which is really nice. And
yeah, they've got the Kranskis cooking there.
Going, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we get treated. I think they've even got like sauerkraut and everything going.
Yeah, right.
So everyone's spoiled for choice for food tonight.
Nice.
All right, see if Shane Herring can just correct on this one here. I think he has.
He's certainly corrected.
Yeah, great bowl there.
Yep.
So
close for shot. Still one to Deer
still
Park.
that front one of Parry. So, but I mean, it's good for Altona. It gives them one in the head and in that catching position because everyone. Have we seen any come down on that forehand yet?
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, most are electing to play that backhand drawing side.
They are. The only one electing to play that tight side is Matty Wilson on the backhand going back.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a grimace from Harley sort of indicated he was just a touch quick out of the hand.
It doesn't
Not much.
Doesn't take much though when the greens are running quick like.
No, that's right.
tonight.
And they know. As soon as they let it go, they know.
They do, yeah. Maybe just a touch wide on this one.
It's probably going to do enough to count. Yeah, that'll be in the count. I think it'll be 2. Sitting jack high though.
Oh no, I think Deer Park had the shot Harry's
Oh
ball.
yeah, I've done it again.
Yeah, well, because the colours are different compared to on the screens what the marker's holding up, so I keep getting confused with it as well.
I just get confused with the colour bowls, the
right.
the blue and whites.
Indicating a measure, so. So Scott's just asking for the green speed. When they were doing the roll-up, the players indicated it was probably running about 16 and a half. So as the shadows do come across, it will probably slow down a second or two, but it will continue to get good turn and have good finish.
Particularly on that backhand side as we're playing at the moment. Yeah. The forehand there just a little bit tighter.
It is, yeah.
It's a little annoying, that one for Greg.
Well, it takes out the side that everyone's liking playing, so...
He can draw around it, or he can, if they thought they were down, I think they'd play underneath to sit that Harry Coleman bowl and make 2. But
a little stun and run.
Electing to draw. Just needs to beat his first bowl.
That's it. Played it pretty well.
Just got to get
a run.
A bit more run out of his bowl. Oh, not quite.
I think Chris just indicated they might be one down, actually.
1 to Altona, he's thinking.
Yeah, he sort of went over and had a look at it and pointed a finger down, so...
Sam, this is our top pennant competition, Premier Division in the BCiB Melbourne Premier League. Got some very, very classy players, none more so than Lee SCHRANER, who's just been put back into the Australian Jackaroos side and is a dual world
showing us why.
champ
what a
champ
bowl.
singles winner, and he draws a shot.
So you can just see there that the difference that bowl, the line that he took and how much grass compared to that other hand they've been playing. So
yeah, forces Nathan onto that same hand, sit the last bowl, trail the jack. He's got the first catcher, then the next 2 catchers are Deer Park, but they've got the furthest catcher if he's a bit quicker. He'll be given this a chance.
He's given it a chance. I think he's played it pretty well. He can sort of stun and run on Harry's as well,
or he
too.
could just get the jack clean. Something like
Super
that.
trail. What a
well
bowl.
played. 2 cracking shots by the skips.
Great camera work there, giving us a nice replay of that trail of the jack.
Yep,
Slow-mo.
perfect.
Even better in slow-mo. Put that one on the highlights reel at Altona later. So we've got, is it Yarraville Footscray playing Moonee Valley tonight? Looking at the comments.
Yes. They'll be a bit behind us. They started at 7. We started here at 6:30.
And that's another decisive game as well too. Obviously Yarraville just sitting behind Deer Park on the ladder, and you know, Moonee, they're in their 3rd spot, is that right? Or 4th?
Yarraville is 2nd and Moonee Valley are 3rd, as we see Lee SCHRANER trying to just draw the shot, touch the jack, just overplayed it a touch.
Great line.
Nathan looking, can I go through the same hole or should I draw on the open? I would tend to think he's going to draw on the open.
Yeah, sometimes when you sort of focus, laser focus like he was on that first one, you sort of hit those gaps. But you've got the shot, so the pressure comes off, and you know, you sort of tend to run into bowls.
It's a different shot now.
It is, yeah.
It's, you know, I think yes, you could play the same bowl, but I think he's going to elect to play the open hand.
Especially considering he's played most of his bowls tonight on that hand as well too. So
yeah, exactly right.
He likes it. Doesn't usually follow him if he doesn't like it.
Don't think he's quite got the weight.
Ooh, and I think that's just probably the pace coming off the green as well too, actually. Liked it out of the hand, so...
Yeah, shadows are coming across. 1 shot to Altona. Five to 7 after 6 here on our stream rink. Deer Park just holding ascendancy at the moment. 21-15. Quarter of the way through the game just about, but mainly due to the Matty Bouse rink, which has just finished another end, and Altona picks up a 1, so it just bridges that gap a little bit.
We've got Faye mentioning we've got Prem Reserve playing tonight. We've got Whittlesea v Lilydale. So is that at Whittlesea or is that at Lilydale?
It is at Whittlesea. We actually streamed out at Whittlesea last week in a Prem Reserve game, Whittlesea and Port Melbourne. It was an absolutely fantastic game. You wouldn't say, oh, geez, you can really notice a drop in standing from Premier League to Prem Reserve, because it was a cracker.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I'd be surprised if anyone did say that, to be honest. It was a really good game, really good standard.
Yeah, the feedback I got was, gee, that was a great game to watch.
Yeah, and got a shout out to Jordan Burley. She was fantastic leading.
Yeah, she had a battle with young
Charlie
Boswood.
Yeah.
We've got Barbara Green tuning in.
Oh, hi, Barbara. I gave you a shout-out earlier, so you'll have to go watch the stream back later to get that one. And I've got Troy Stafford with me. So he is... Actually, what's your role title these days?
Events and Competitions Manager.
There you go. So
he joined BV back in August last year.
Yeah, so he's the new voice of the live stream, and then we just get a few ring-ins come through.
The Australian version of Jimmy.
Yes. And you've had some great guests recently. I was very impressed with Matty O'Brien's commentary last week. He's a bit of a natural.
Yeah, don't give him too big a head because he doesn't need it.
Okay.
He's playing tonight though. He's playing for Moonee Valley against Yarraville Footscray.
Yeah.
Plays 3rd for Dylan Fisher, which is a pretty nice spot to be in, isn't it?
It is. Pretty handy rink. So
they had a big win last week down. So last week we were down at Belmont with our regional pennant round. And they actually played Altona.
I was going to say we can't talk about it because they played Altona.
Well,
that big win was
that was the difference, that rink. I think they won by about 16 shots on against Nathan Wilson, who we're streaming tonight.
Yeah. From what I heard, Dylan had a fantastic game. I mean, obviously the whole rink did for that sort of result to happen, but a great bowl there from Shane Herring. He's just sort of tucked the jack away around the corner, and it's sort of a little bit blocked there now from just visually.
Yeah, even though they were holding, they always be looking to improve the head, because especially on a green like this and the standard of these players, they're always going to be giving their bowler a chance.
Yeah.
So they're always looking to improve the head. I think
a
it's
bit wide for that
possibly
hand.
the first one Chris has played down there. So
I think so, yeah.
Might be a feeler for him, and I think you'll find him play a slightly tighter line with the next, as we just see him. He shook his head a little bit, so it sort of tells me he's not super familiar with the line down there yet.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, which is funny too, because he played fantastic weight, and it was his first bowl down there since roll-up. He put one down in roll-up, and that's his next one. So I don't think he should be too disappointed with that. And, I mean, that's the thing too, these guys, it's what they do. They correct on their next bowl. That's why you don't want to give them two goes at it.
We've got Alan joining in from Scotland. It's great to have you on board, Alan. Afternoon to you too, Dean. So we can already see he's tightened his line from the first. Has he brought it in too much? It is holding
it's
there,
holding
though.
very
Look,
well.
look at that hold. He's got the jack. Oh, no, he hasn't. So I've gone the early crow there. Commentators cursed. Apologies, viewers. Apologies, Chris.
He'll watch it back later and then he'll curse you.
Yeah, it's probably my fault he missed, really.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. So
I can cope with that.
And I think I saw Alana Flapper tuning in before on the stream. So shout out to Alana. So
yes,
she's in the Premier Division side at Essendon, so they mustn't be playing tonight. Is that right?
No, that's correct. Yeah, I did mean to shout out Alana, so great to have you on board too.
I mean, Chris's bowl there does set it up very well, though. I mean, that jack's just waiting to go back to that one of Harry's and Chris's now. So it's given Harley some good options. Be interesting to see, though, if the call is, though, to try and actually do it first and move that jack again. It's kind of like a good bad bowl. You probably can't see it on the screen, but we're sort of standing at the other end behind the head. And that last bowl there from Greg's does really actually make it very difficult, especially with sort of like the lack of turn that hand's getting now to, you know, give that shot to be able to sit the bowl, trail the jack over to those ones waiting. So
yeah, it's very annoying, isn't it?
I think the call is just to sort of have a go and try and clear it out.
There's probably a very tiny gap, which he nearly found, but he's improved the head.
That's it, and that's what a good third does. He opens up the head so the skip can get in there and be able to, you know, play those shots as well himself. So,
but mind you, he gets another go at this, unless
go at putting in a blocker, or
unless Greg blocks it again. Harley's got another go at this shot. No, Greg's improved his weight.
He has. What a correction.
Yeah.
So and he hasn't fattened the target either by
Not
putting it right next to that bowl. It's still it's still a decent target for these guys, but
it is. But part of that jack is covered by the front bowl, so he's not going huge. He's playing swing weight.
Might jam though with the swing weight.
He'd be happy if he can get this bowl out of the way. It opens it up even further for Leroy.
So it gives him options to play his forehand or his backhand now. I guess it comes down to preference as well too. To prefer you, because I think probably available on both the forehand or the backhand. Backhand would probably be better because the jack's probably going to go to the side of the head where their bowls are.
Yeah, I think Leroy's just going to play big weight.
Yeah. When you got it in your arsenal, why not?
Yeah.
All right, we'll give a shout out to Wayne watching from Perth. It's not quite as international as some of the others, but we definitely appreciate the national viewership. So, and I'm going to say that he's probably almost on 5 o'clock and about knock-off time.
Yes, as Nathan's just going around the back. I think he might have been happy if he could have tried to trail that jack around the corner, but either way, he'd be happy with that.
Yeah, next best thing. I guess you probably don't want to fatten the target as well too.
Leroy loves his forehand runners, and he's played that very, very well. As we can see it on the replay, edge of the bowl, onto the jack, dead end replay.
And that's what we love at home is dead ends on the stream rink because it means the stream goes longer. I say that as a streamer, so. All right, Right, so they're electing to roll the bowls back, which I actually kind of like because I don't mind watching it from this end. So I don't know if you can see in that shot there, we're just kind of right behind the rink. When they play to the tee, we actually kind of have to be standing and peering over to be able to see the head, and that's a fantastic camera shot showing the Altona Bowls Club and the deck before the people they're watching. So it is very, very, very busy now. Lots of people about. And even down the sides there, we've got people sort of just to the side there of the ditch watching in the spare seats. Of course, the seats behind the head reserved for the players.
Matty Wilson's nailed his line again.
He has, he has.
2 feet.
Yeah, and that's
in the area.
Probably just the pace coming off a little bit as well too.
Yeah, it's in the area. It's in the game.
Probably a question for you there, Troy. Are Yarraville playing tomorrow again against Bandura? Did they have a make-up game or?
No, I don't believe they're playing Bandura tomorrow. I think Bandura...
Very good reply there from Harry.
Oh, yes. My apologies. They are. They're playing. So it's not a make-up game. So tonight's game is actually... The game against Moonee Valley is an early game. So there's a bit of leeway with the Premier League because they're involved in so many things where they can put in a request to alter a fixture if both sides have to agree to it.
Yep.
And the scenario for both those sides tonight is that next weekend each of those sides has a player who will be playing in the Trans-Tasman.
Yep.
And so they've requested, on agreement by both sides, to play a game early, which is what Altona actually did last weekend. They played Clayton.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing because they both, again, had players playing in the Trans-Tasman.
I'm actually just going to miss that. I'm going to be in New Zealand next week. And
Work or pleasure?
no, for a holiday.
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
So it's James's 40th, so we're going to head on over.
Beautiful. A friend of mine just got back from New Zealand about less than a week ago. She was there for a couple of weeks and said it was her first time there and said the scenery was beautiful, the people were beautiful, and she said it was clean. There was no rubbish, no graffiti. She said she loved it, absolutely loved it.
I don't think I can answer this. What's the best club for Friday night games? I'm kind of biased and I'm going to say Altona, so I'll let you answer that one, Troy.
Well, I'm not going to answer it either because I think they all do a great job with it, and it'd be like, choosing your favourite child, which for my parents that's an easy choice, but for most parents it wouldn't be. I think they all do a great job. This is I really like the setup here. We're on the side, which is good, but we're elevated here and we're right behind, so we can get right behind the bowl
and we're undercover.
Actually see the run. We're undercover. We don't need a marquee, so I'm going to be biased, I guess, for tonight because this is where we are, and it's a great setup here at Altona.
Well, I mean, you have to say Altona tonight, but I do agree with you. Like, all the clubs have different things that make them the best, like a good club, you know what I mean? Like the best club. So, sometimes too, like for me as a person who comes and watches a few games, sometimes it's just like the one who does the best food. So if I'm being honest, as a spectator. And then other times as well too, it's the ones with the best lights when you're watching it at home because you can just see it all better.
Yeah.
And then other times too, I like seeing the crowd get around behind their teams. So, it's the one who's got the best crowd. So
the atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all different nuances that bring the products that we bring to you, and we love to bring it to you all when you can't get down here.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think, Andrew, to answer that one, I think next season you should go to all the Friday night games, grab a meal, and you can let us know your decision. We'll make him judge that. How's that?
Support all the clubs. This is probably the longest end we've had, and it's a little bit loose so far.
Yeah, well, we've had a few short ends in a row, and they elected after that kill just to sort of stretch it out a little bit. So I think at the moment it's still that first lead bowl of that holding shot.
So Greg's played perfect weight with his first one and perfect line with his second.
I do that all the time. My weight was perfect, my line was perfect. It just wasn't the same bowl. Whereas for him, well, for these guys, it's a rarity. It's usually both. So, all right. So still a bit of room here for Harley, and he has been drawing well, but he's just going to run through. But has he? Oh, did he tip that bowl over? Yeah, see if Bob can give us a signal on what's happening down there. Usually you can sort of tell by what the skip's playing, but there's quite a bit of room there to draw.
Yeah,
so I think
both electing to draw.
To draw, yeah.
So it looks like Greg's having a good look at that.
He's doing the finger measure.
Whether he's going to tell us. If you don't tell us, tell Bob. He says one down.
One down.
One to Deer Park. Again, though, open draw.
And look, these two on the mat, you'd probably back them.
Track's right.
Track's very good.
All down to weight. Just a touch over.
He did do the little sort of slow down dance as he let it go, so I think he knew out of the hand.
He does get a bit animated, doesn't he?
He does.
Has a few little animations, particularly if he's played a good one.
Mm-hmm. He likes to get down on the ground and coach him in, so it's very much a character of the game.
He is.
Very good to watch. Good one on the live stream.
Both nailed their line.
Yeah.
Could be a counter.
Could be, yeah. Doesn't change the shot really though. There's still a lot of room there.
Still got an open draw. A metre off, same line, he draws a shot.
And his line looks a touch tighter, but I think he's taken the pace. Oh.
Well, he's taken a little bit off, but I'm not sure he's taken enough.
Yeah, just out. Playing a tighter line, but I guess he's got his own as well too that he can sort of promote up.
Yeah, he turns it in, he makes certain of it, gets past it, he'll be in.
Yeah, that's what he's done. So I think it's
probably two.
Yeah, they did do the, and they favoured the Deer Park bowl, but they're still going to measure, which is.
When in doubt,
I think it's quite close.
Get your measure out.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one. I'm stealing it.
Go for it.
Signalling two there for Deer Park.
Mark Casey, Rink next door, picking up a 2. Matty Bouse picked up a 1.
Yeah, so Scott, I really do like your comment there about, getting more Friday nights and having the facilities for it. So, I mean, it's fantastic for the crowd. You finish work on a Friday, come down to the club, watch some fantastic bowls, grab a meal, catch up with friends before you got to play on a Saturday. Obviously not too many drinks, being that you do have to play on a Saturday. But, yeah, I think they're a really great concept to have happening. And I think as well, too, I've seen some streams from your region. So, great if you've got them up and running because, I mean, obviously I always watch the Bowls Vic stream, but if there's another one going, I do have the TV in the lounge room and the bedroom, so you can get both going and have them on because good to see
Split
bowls.
Screen, I was a bit like that the other night. I couldn't decide. I wanted to watch the Melbourne Stars in the cricket.
Yep.
And I wanted to watch Demonor in the tennis. And I flicked for a bit, and then unfortunately Demonor was getting beat, so I stuck to the cricket, and then the Stars got beat too.
Oh, did they? Well, I'm a bit of a Hurricanes fan, but that's just because I'm obsessed by the colour purple. So, but I actually saw Jimmy on the big screen the other night in the background. They zoomed in on him.
Nice.
So. But I've been watching a little bit of the Potters, the indoor one that they have going over there.
Yeah, World Bowls.
Yeah.
World Bowls Tour.
Yeah, so I've been watching a few of those games. It sort of kicks off in the evening at about 9 o'clock, and then I get up quite early, so I catch the end of the game in the morning. And then I'll replay any games that have been good games the night before.
Yeah, I've been too busy watching cricket and tennis, but I've sort of flicked in and out of that a little bit. But
Yeah.
Good
Great
bowl there from Chris Ball.
Yeah. Very good bowl. Just capitalised on that good one that Harry put in there, sitting on it, giving him a better shot.
The beauty too with the free running greens means generally more bowls are past the jack, which gives anyone coming down an open look at a shot. Just again a touch overweight there from Shane.
Yeah, but those were the options. I mean, I guess he had the bowls he could sit, or even if he had picked up that jack, he sort of got Matt's there waiting to trail it too. So
Chris has drawn another, and I think he's got a little touch on the jack.
Yeah.
Oh, just ran away. Might still only be one, but
I think it tucks it in better.
Yeah,
Two
tidies
great
it up.
bowls. Yeah. He's having a good game, Chris, actually. Oh, I just saw the jack go forward on the rink next door.
Yeah, Brett and Code had drawn 2 shots.
And a little bit of weight and it flipped
I'm
forward.
not sure who the third is there.
They call him Donk. I think he's Daniel Joyce is his real name.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played a good runner and moved the jack forward.
So I'd probably be a little bit disappointed with that. I think his last bowl had good weight. I didn't think he needed to correct and take any weight off, but yeah.
Yeah, he's just finished. Probably not in the way with the way that hand's drawing, but I describe it as being in the eye. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah, and Barbara, it does not surprise me at all. I call you the stream queen. I concede and am second. So it doesn't surprise me at all that you're watching all those games from Potters. There is some really, really great quality games on there, and it's a lot of drawing. Like they play those wide drawing bowls on that carpet, which is probably only running a few seconds quicker than what ours is tonight. So
yeah, they generally on the carpet back themselves to draw, or if not, they'll go big. Whereas on these beautiful grass greens we see here, you can play every shot in the book.
That's
and
it.
You can play them with confidence and know where your line is.
Jeez, if he clears this, he's all right. Not bad. It's out of the way now.
Yes, but his is in the way, so I think it's blocked it even more, actually.
Probably has for the shot that he was just playing there. I think he's got Greenmaster Premiers, I think he said earlier, and they look like they're going a bit tighter than the XGs are.
So Deer Park can get around this because they don't need to get back to the line. They just need to beat that pink bowl.
That's it.
But
if they can sit that one out.
It wouldn't surprise me if there was a change of hands. No, just electing to draw around his own.
Well, I guess if you're positive with it, you get it out of the way for your skip, you know, and you do have the opportunity to crash it up, standing up, so it'll probably go into the head quite easily. But he's just sort of played more of a draw line than what he played on his last one, but he's ended up in a very good spot.
Yeah, line was perfect. Just, you know, to get around that, he needed perfect weight, and he was just 2 feet past.
So do you think Lee will look to just draw another, or do you reckon he'll try and just roll that pink ball out once?
Yeah, well, I think if he could get that pink bowl, he'd make 4 or 5. It's just whether he can get around that front bowl.
Yeah.
With the weight that he needs. It looks like he's playing. No, he's got draw weight. Doesn't make it any easier for Nathan. I think Nathan's going to change. Try and draw under this front bowl on the forehand.
Well, he played a very good bowl on the forehand before, so...
That front bowl, that blue and white, is not in the way on that hand. You can get under that.
Yeah. And the other thing is, too, if he does come in a bit tight, he's got that pink bowl of Shane's that'll sort of turn over, or he can clip that jack out to the side where he's got 2 bowls waiting. Oh, looks like we're going big weight. It's going to clear it out and give himself a chance to...
He's looking to get the 2 bowls out.
Tried to get the edge to get it out.
I'm a little surprised. I feel like Deer Park had outnumbered them in the head there, but he was looking for the edge of that and onto the orange. It was a tough draw, but I thought he might have tried to put another bowl in the head. It's interesting here for Lee. He could draw a shot on the forehand, but he doesn't want to open the target. He doesn't want to sit outside the line and give Nathan a target to play to. So he's got to really get his line right or be just under. But he's still got to get around that pink bowl. Could be annoying.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think it'll force him over onto the backhand to try and clip it out? I think they must have a few seconds. I think that jack high one of...
They might have two now with that, that bowl that Lee turned up. They might have 2 seconds. So just those short bowls are annoying. He could get under Lee's on the backhand to sit the shot bowl, or he could get under Lee's other one on the forehand. And if he can... I like the forehand. I think it's not easy, but if he gets it right, jack spills sideways, he can make 2 or 3.
I guess with Lee's being there on the running edge, though, if he makes any contact with that, it'll come in for second shot quite easily.
It will, but it's sort of risk versus reward. You're 1 worse off if you get it wrong, and you're 4 better off if you get it right.
Get it right, as Pidge would say.
Yes, that's it. But he's elected to play the backhand. He can obviously thinks he can just see the corner of that bowl.
Yeah, he's looking to chip it out, I think, but that hand will swing
turn.
a bit.
He could get a very lucky result here. Oof. No change.
I feel like wouldn't you be kicking yourself of Lee if that happened? I think that Bouse Rink is just holding on to that lead. It got it that 5 they picked up in the first end. They're hanging on to that. And this Rink now is sort of moved out a little bit. They were quite neck and neck at the start, which is making the overall...
Yeah, this is the biggest lead we've seen of the game in this one. 5 shots. And Deer Park electing to go back to that shorter length.
I think once the pace changes, though, it'll like tighten back up again.
Yeah, the game changes then, and it's who adjusts the quickest. Good opener by Harry.
Yeah, he's playing that hand very well. He's picked his line. Gets a high five from Chris Disco, who was also a very young bowler when he started as well too.
Pretty good opener by Matty. He was actually. He at one point was the youngest. I don't know if he still is, but he was the youngest person to play Premier League.
Oh, how old was that?
I reckon he was either 10 or 11. I think 11.
Wow.
And he led for me at Darebin.
Oh, really?
And his father, Gary Ball, was my 3rd.
Oh, wow.
Back a long time ago, probably 20 years ago.
I don't think anyone would have beaten that.
No, so he was, I think it was 11. I think it was 11.
Yeah. Oh, we got Gussie in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, Gussie.
Great to see you, Gus. And just a little bit of advice for Gus.
Yes.
Little ring to the inside.
Did he put down a wrong bias?
Well, you can't get away with too much in bowls because it's such a small community. And someone was very keen. I'm not going to reveal my source, but someone was very keen to let me know that Gus McIsaac did a wrong bias in Tuesday Pennant.
Well, I think the other thing as well is too, it's because it's Gussie. Like, he's so prolific. I bet you they couldn't wait to dob him in.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not giving away my source though.
No, never. It's a vault.
Exactly.
But yeah, drinks on Gussie at the club Saturday, by the sounds of things.
Woohoo!
All right, so Sarge's just playing that backhand. Must be looking to sort of like sit that bowl and move that jack. And he's just sort of probably paid a little bit under on his... Well, that was the line told me. The weight tells me he was trying to draw.
I think he was trying to draw and he just missed his line. And you get nothing there for wide.
No. He's got a very smooth delivery, Chris Ball.
He does.
He's played that very well. He's drawn to the bowl there of
Matty Wilson.
Yeah,
handy bowl. I think we're going to see same weight, just a little bit more grass here for Shane.
Yeah, and Shane, he's been at this club for quite some time. He's a very good clubman. He's involved in like a lot of the repairs and stuff and builds that are done around the club. They don't have him up tonight, but he did the shades at the end of the green and everything like that. So
they're very valuable members, those, aren't they?
They are. They are. They keep
Every
the clubs
club's got
going.
'em.
Yep. One in every club. Yep. Apparently 2002. Is that right? Should we do the maths?
It could be right. I don't know how old Chris is, but it'd be
Me
about
neither.
2002. Brent Rayner would be pretty right there.
Maybe his partner Michelle can get in the comments and dob in how old he is, and then we can do the maths. But I'm actually trusting your guys' memory. I reckon you're pretty good.
It's in the early 2000 ballpark anyway. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Makes me look old, doesn't it?
Not at all. It makes you look seasoned at bowls.
The way I play these days makes me look old. Beautiful track there.
But that's the beauty of the sport. Any age.
Yep.
Yep. Any ability.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your commentary is still young and fresh. So.
Yeah, this is true. Gus saying Johnny McCarron was 13. Yeah, that could have been right. That would have been at Kew Heights, I reckon. Johnny would have been when he would have first started playing Premier League. And I think maybe Johnny had the record and then Chris took it off him.
Oh, okay, yep.
Is my memory. This is that overplaying the line there, is where we were saying nothing for wide, and that's what this one's done. And he knew as soon as he got it out of his hand.
Yeah.
He's passed though.
Gives his skip more options, especially too now with that last ball of Harley's really sort of like blocking that hand. If Nathan's going to play to it, he's going to be playing with a bit of weight, looking for that bowl to get under that front orange bowl, and chances are there will be jack movement. So it's not wasted at all.
Nathan may elect to play the forehand though, because they're both his bowls on the way in, the pink and the green. Lee's forced to play the backhand here.
I guess on the backhand it's sort of like their bowls in, but I actually reckon with his, he'd be under the line. You know, cutting across the head.
His own bowl's in the count, whether he's turned the orange up.
Jeez, I reckon they might be holding 4 here.
Bobby Carlson indicating 3. I think the orange one's just out.
Okay.
I think we're going to see forehand. They've got the two bowls to promote there. Yeah, that's what he's looking at.
Yeah.
And Greg's indicating the weight to play. Jack back to there. They've got.
I think Nathan's sort of like the streamer's dream. He showed exactly what he was playing there with his foot movement, and you're not in doubt. You're not guessing.
No, that's right. Okay, he's playing a backhand.
Which is not what I saw indicated.
No, not what I saw, but he can see a jack. And he's got the jack.
He's got it.
And it's a dead end.
Yes, another dead end. That means the stream goes longer. So.
I think Matty Lowell got a 1 over there on the far rink.
So I'm loving all these comments of everyone letting us know all the young players who have played up in Premier. We've got quite a few, big name players being mentioned there as well too.
And myself.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was 14 when I started, but when I first played Divi 1, I would have been probably 16.
Yeah.
Lee's about the same age as me. Johnny O'Donnell was about 11 or 12 when he played Prem at Sunbury. Leroy started at 8 or 9. Yeah, so there's a lot that started. I believe Mark Casey started playing bowls at 6.
Oh, wow.
At Mooney Ponds.
Yeah.
It was 6 or 8, but for some reason I think it was 6.
It's a sport with so much longevity. Like, you don't really see many other sports where you start playing that young and you're still playing at the top level 20, 30 years later.
Yeah, well, Mark's probably been playing 35 years and still skips Premier League.
Yeah. He's pretty handy too. He was on the stream a few weeks ago against Essendon and he played some absolute bombs.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good bowls resume.
Yeah. I actually think it's probably at the point where you wouldn't even call it a bowls resume, you'd call it a bowls novel. Harry's corrected this very well. So I think with the pace coming off the green, the bowls sort of aren't getting back to the line a little bit, and he's just corrected his line there. Probably didn't have to change too much to his weight, and yeah, nailed the shot. So I think this rink now is fully in the shade, so that pace would definitely have come off at least a second or two. Yeah,
those two bowls of Maddie's dropped short.
And being the shorter green as well too, sometimes it does play havoc with your depth perception. So, and shout out to Bowls Victoria for bringing the stream through. So, meaning that the country people can watch the elite players that have travelled from those regions live.
And a big thank you to Dandenong Club and Moama Bowls Club who
sponsors
help
who bring
us.
It to us. Yeah,
help us bring the stream to all of you wonderful viewers. For those just tuning in, we are at Altona Bowls Club, 4th placed Altona, up against top of the table Deer Park. 4 rounds to go. Altona looking to try and cement their spot in the finals at the moment. Deer Park trying to secure a top 2 finish and get another double chance as they've had the last couple of years. Having only dropped 1 game this season, Deer Park, which was in the opening round. So they're on an 8-game winning streak. They've missed 1 game due to a washout, and in Premier League this year we've got catch-up games for any heat-outs or washouts. So they're actually on top of the ladder, but they've played one less game than the couple of sides that are just nipping at their heels.
I think Yarraville's only had 2 losses this season, and they were both to Deer Park, if I'm
correct. Could be right.
Geez, great ball here from Shane. He just nipped the jack with his last one, and it looks like he's. I've got shot a second shot there. Let's see how it's called. But yeah, so yeah, they did have a few new players in this year, and they lost that first game to Mooney, and they sort of had a look at the sides and made a few changes, sort of going back to what worked for them in previous years, and then just working those new players in around it. And it seems to have worked for them, though they have changed all their rinks this week except for the Bouse rink, so that's the only one that's remained the same.
Yeah, they sort of have players available and unavailable and chop and change things all the time based on that. Ray Coulter, don't see a Ray Coulter out here tonight, Bryce.
No, he hasn't played this season.
No.
He's got a young family.
Yep.
Yeah, so and Chopper as well. I can't think what his real name is. Again with the nicknames.
He's got the hole.
Oh, holes for bowls. So he's also been with Altona for many years,
yes,
and he's taking a season to focus on his family as well. So
that's Reed Chanter.
Reed Chanter, that's it. See, you're better at this than me. I've just always.
I've played them for many years, so that helps. Even though it's been a couple of years, it's been 3 or 4 years since I played in the Premier League.
Yeah, I remember. Well, you were at Lilydale, yeah? I
was at Lilydale, yeah. Coached there for 6 years.
Yep. Yeah.
We were in there for 3 of my 6 years.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was at Melbourne, we played you out there on the middle carpet.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Yeah. But, Lilydale's been one of those sides that have sort of been in and out with the Prem. So I think this new format with the Prem A, Prem B is quite good for them because it is quite hard. It used to be quite hard. Once you sort of came out of Prem, you'd have to sort of get back up again.
Yeah,
but having that intermediary, it strengthens the competition there, and it's not so hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so a club like Lilydale have a lot of very, very solid local talent.
They do, yes.
So they're not a club that, pays their players and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They rely on local talent. They rely on loyalty.
Well, they've got a lot of good coaching there as well, too.
They do, yeah, they do.
Strong coaching program.
Jess Wallace is the coach. Rod Nicholson is assistant, and Josh Sanders was developmental coach. I'm not sure whether he's still doing that this year, as he's got a young family now. As we see a bit of weight from Nathan Wilson, he needs to get down. Close.
Jeez, you couldn't have played it any better. I thought that was going to get down, but it just held out. So
that's where that Prem Reserve is such a good comp for sides like a Lilydale and a Heathmont. Good, solid, strong Eastern Rangers talent. Similar things happen at Heathmont in terms of good, strong local players. And I think they find themselves 3rd and 4th in the Prem Reserve, so doing quite well.
Yeah, they've got a few, like you were talking before about how there's like a lot of strong clubs in Metro West, and, you know, like they took the region side and stuff like that a few weeks ago. But I think similar can be said for Eastern Rangers. They've been quite successful in the men and the ladies the last few years, and I think the men were quite unlucky to go down last year, and then they got back up again this year, didn't they?
They did. They won the silver tier, as we see Lee SCHRANER get another 1 to add to his total. That's 3 ends in a row. Just a bit of a gap here in this stream rink at the moment. Another 3 there to Matty Bouse. That rink's really dominating over the generally ever reliable Aaron Wilson.
Yeah, they're quite a strong rink, that Wilson rink. So that, you know, they've got Len Callis leading, and they've also got Jaden Womble playing too, who we saw on the stream at Region Sides, who had like a fantastic few days of bowls. So yeah, they must be doing pretty good on that Bouse rink to be that far ahead.
Yeah, he's pretty solid, Matty Bouse. You got James Pearce, who's very, very consistent, and front end Tom Hicks is a very solid lead.
And Andrew Price, who's sort of been a bit up and down with the side. So Deer Park's second side got up to Dip 1 last year, and they're having a very good season. And they've got a few players down there like Chris Green, who we sort of saw on the stream last year. Winston and Andrew have sort of gone in and out between the two. So they're sort of, yeah, I don't know if there's
not afraid to make changes there at Deer Park.
No, they're not. So yeah, pretty good weight from that one from Chris. He did get that little sort of sit off Matt's bowl, but it ended up in a very good spot.
Good to see you tuning in, Vilma Branato. Her husband, who unfortunately has passed away, Mark Branato, was my first ever skip in Premier League.
Ah, yeah, I was going to say her husband was a very good bowler. He used to come and watch a lot of games.
Yeah, he won state singles. He won Richmond Union singles.
He was a state player as well too, wasn't
he? I don't think so. No,
okay.
But he was certainly one I loved playing with. Yeah. Affectionately known as Cocky.
Yes.
Because his the back of his hair used to stick up like a bit of a crest, and I think that's how he got his nickname.
So Brooke Edwards over there, she's just played 2 fantastic bowls, and she got a big cheer from the crowd next to us. So
beautiful
I think
weight by Shane, but just underplaying the line.
On both his bowls, actually. I'm wondering if because the pace has come off, they're sort of taking off the grass, and so they're just trying to have to readjust and find it again. Seen a few bowls not sort of get back, which would have got back earlier. So I guess that's also part of the challenge of playing the Friday night games, that the green does change. But, I mean, these guys are just fantastic bowlers. In an end or two from now, we're going to be seeing, like, tight packed heads again. Lots of jack movement.
Big number over there on the Kevin Anderson rink, picks up a 6.
Oh, wow.
Which takes them out to a 12-8 lead. I think it's the first time they've hit the lead in that over there in that rink. Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear a big shout come up before, actually.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think he
it'll
played
be.
a pretty handy bowl, Kev did. So
As Harley McDonald draws a ripper.
he has been drawing very well tonight. I know he hasn't liked a few of his bowls out, but I think he's been playing well. Very talented bowler. He's unfortunate to be in New South Wales where there's so many strong bowlers, but because I think he's absolutely top level. Is he in there stateside?
Not sure. He's in and amongst it.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. I think he has been.
Yeah. I think it's a very tough side to crack.
Absolutely.
So Deer Park have got a few here now. Definite 3 and then probably up and down between that back one. There's a lot of room. I think Greg just needs to sort of get one in there just to give, Nathan to be able to relax and play the shot that he sort of wants to play. I think the problem is with Shane's bowls as well too, they're sort of jack high. If they'd sort of got a little bit more pass, they'd be a little bit more in play, but...
Just overcorrected here.
Yeah, so I think he's in a good spot there though. At least he's he's sort of passed, gives Nathan a few more options.
Just a big lead that's opened up here for Altona. It's for Deer Park, sorry. It's an important stage of the game where Altona really needs to try and stem this tide and get themselves back into the match. Otherwise, they'll find it too far gone if they don't get going very shortly.
Yeah, I think there was... Ben Lotland was here last night practicing into the evening to get that change of pace in the green. But I think it's just running a little bit sort of quicker, just a little bit different. But, yeah, the green... Chris, you're right. The green is fantastic. We've got a very good greenskeeper here, affectionately known as Zitters. So he does a really, really great job. The greens at Altona have actually been fantastic for years. It's known.
It's always a club I love to come and play at because you know you're going to get on a good green.
So he's playing a bit confident on the draw here. I guess he's got Lee's bowl he can sort of sit and work in off, but it's just kind of held out on him now that hand's not turning as much. So... the bowl stays up though, it'll give him a really, really good back bowl and he could probably look to go a little bit quicker on his last one because they didn't have the backest.
He played it more aggressively than I expected. I thought it was just a confident draw shot there. Not sure it's a massive target, so I think he's maybe just overplayed it a little bit. But he likes to surprise you, so... Yeah, this is true.
And he's a very exciting player.
Lee's going to draw another one here, though. It's 4. He's going to be holding 4.
I reckon if he gets this one, this will get the boys up and about. They're seeming just like a little bit flat before. They were a lot more relaxed earlier, and yeah, I reckon if he can play a big bowl, he's going to get these boys up and about, and they'll be right back in it.
He's in 2 minds now because he's committed to that weight with his first. He's left himself in 2 minds. He's playing bigger weight.
He's got it.
He needs to get that onto the jack, though.
About how Shane's bowls were.
It's right on the line, so
game.
we might see if we can get the camera across to it.
Yeah, I guess it depends how...
You can see it right on the line there. They're having a look at... Could be an umpire. Yeah, they've called the umpire.
Yep.
It's 2 or 3 to Altona if it stays in.
I guess it sort of comes down to, like, visually it might look like it's out, but they've got to look at the pegs and see, have the lines been drawn straight? They were a bit wonky here the other week, actually. And I think as well, too, because the jack's round, if any part of the jack is over that line, so like the belly of it, is that right?
It's just got to be inside. If any part of it meets the centre of the peg, then it's the jack's in bounds, and it's the same with the edge of a bowl as well. So we'll just see if we've got all our scores up to date while we're looking at that. I think every board's up to date, so score is as is. Dane McKinnon driving on the rink next door. Jack moved about 2 feet, but unfortunately it stayed with a pack of Deer Park bowls and he's a few down.
Yeah, it looks like 3. I think that one of Brooks is just a little, like it looks more jack high, but it's kind of like a bit further back. So I would say that it's 3. Don't know if Dane's got another bowl, but pretty unlucky with that result to get a hit like that and not have the jack really go anywhere. So, right. So, actually, Chris is an umpire, so he's probably a good eye for it. But I believe they must be waiting for Len to come over with the either the scope or the thing they put over it.
Yeah, unless Bobby Carlson's doing it as one of our wonderful ITOs.
True too. Are we getting comments? It's in. So. David, we can while we're waiting to find out this one, we can definitely look that up for you. Actually, Troy's already picked up his phone and he's on it, so we'll have that to you shortly. Actually, while we're waiting too, I probably should go in and have a look and see, unless somebody wants to put it in the comments, what's happening with the other games, the Yarraville game and the Whittlesea game.
So it looks like Flemken are 4 shots in front after about 34 ends. So tight battle there in that one. We'll get you a Premier League score as well.
Yeah, I've got that one up.
Well, you find that, I'll find the other Prem Reserve game for
yeah,
everyone.
you do the Whittlesea one. So Moonee Valley, Yarraville, Footscray. So we've got Michael Sims playing Cohen Lifton, and currently Sims is 2 to Cohen Lifton 12. Kane Nelson, Nathan Black, which is 13-1. So they sort of basically cancel each other out. Craig Mills is 3 shots up on Nathan Lynch, 8-5. And then the Brett Mahoney Rink is up over Dylan Fisher, 10-6. So if my maths is right, they're probably about maybe 6 or 7 shots up with the Yarraville game.
And Whittlesea is 4 in front of Lilydale after 25 ends.
Oh, what was the call?
Yeah, we were looking at our phone. I think that was a...
Too busy doing the round the ground scores.
Dead end, was it, Bobby? Yep.
Dead
end. Replay. As Kevin Anderson picks up another one on the far rink.
And so I think we are going to have a change in commentary coming soon. So for anyone following along at home, we're going to get one of our young up-and-coming bowlers jump on and do a bit of commentary soon from Altona named Cooper Sutton. So he's a junior here at the club. He's actually similar age to Harry, and I bet you he wishes he was out there too. Mad keen lawn bowler. So, yeah, he'll be coming to jump on soon to give me a little break so I can run around and be social and talk to as many people as possible and then come back on the stream and talk some more. So...
As Mark Casey picks up a 4 on his rink, that's 2, 4, 5 ends in a row. 9 shots to nothing there. And Wilson picking up a 1.
So he must have added that last end before. I don't think Dane had another bowl left. All right.
Opening bowl's a little overweight, but great correction here from Harry.
Yeah, he's played that very well. You wouldn't think he's 14. He's just yeah, he's unflappable on the green and
very mature young man.
Yeah.
Pretty good reply here from Matty Wilson.
Yeah, has he got it or has he just gone past?
Just past, but it's in a good spot. Good leading.
Yeah, great. 2 great bowls below for Leeds. All right, so Chris has played a very handy bowl, and the signal there is 2 shots Deer Park. As you can hear the crowd in the background.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, getting rowdy.
Zane just wanting to give this bowl a chance. If he could
Yeah,
just
well,
sit that shot bowl, would be perfect. If it
Or
gets
even-
down,
Even if he turns it onto it, it's going to come back to Matt's. But he's
what if he just almost draws a shot? The beauty of that is, whilst he's one down, he's fattened the target up. He can now give it a chance with his next, sit the shot bowl, or get the edge of his own. So it's a very, very handy bowl there.
Well, that's it. And the other thing is, it sort of gives you a visual because you can't see the jack standing from the mat. But when you've got a jack high bowl there, it just kind of helps you get your weight a little bit more as well too. And it gives them something they can work in off as well. So it's very, very handy bowl there from Shatton.
Played it with
well
a
pointed
slightly
again,
tighter
yeah.
line, so he's giving the bowl a chance. If he can get down to this shot bowl,
He's played this very well.
turn it. Yeah, brilliant.
Great bowl.
It helped with his first one, set it up. He's played 2 crackers there.
Yeah, see, I thought if Nathan played a big bowl last end, it would lift the boys. And, yeah, this is definitely the best end that they've sort of put in for a while. So it's sort of funny, the ebb and the flow of the game, isn't it? How your skip can play a huge bowl and all of a sudden you're back up in it. You feel like anything's possible. And
Yeah, and you get on your length and all that sort of stuff. But unfortunately for Altona, though, they're sticking out, and a player like Harley McDonald's just going to ruin the party.
or Chris Ball. But that's okay. Oh, no, was that
No,
Harley?
it was Harley. Yeah, that was Harley.
Oh, I thought it was Chris because he was walking down after it.
He just chases any good bowl.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'll just follow this good bowl to the head and claim it as my own because it's orange. But yeah, great bowl there. Brings the jack out in the open and just brings back the draw again. So, and I think Altona still have
Altona's
2.
still got 2, yeah, but he's opened it up, given him room.
That's it. It's a better head to play into for the Deer Park team.
Nadia Lowell getting 3 back on the far rink there. They certainly needed that.
Jeez, Harley's played this very well. 2 great bowls. I'll give him credit this time. 2 great bowls, Harley. But I blame Chris. He was trying to steal it.
Still be 1 or 2 down, I feel.
Yeah. You reckon it's just gone through?
Yeah, still 2 to Altona.
There you go. See, proving every end that my eyes are terrible.
And about to be 3. Just a touch on the jack,
Touch
which
on it.
didn't move it too far. Yeah, Bobby Carlson indicating 3 to Altona. The biggest problem on this end for Altona is that Leroy's got 2 bowls.
Yeah. Sort of the problem every end, isn't it?
It is, it is.
So, and I think as well too, again, that one's sort of sitting jack high. Very, very good visual guide. We've got some Queensland viewers turning in.
Yeah, fantastic.
Tuning in, so must admit I tune in quite a bit to watch their streams up there.
Oh, Lee just needs to run.
Fantastic line on that one.
Got another one.
So yeah, I think with the marquee players, a lot of the clubs have sort of tried to turn their focus to getting in the New South Wales bowlers as their marquee. So Deer Park at the start did have a few Queensland ones, but they had the issue of them then having to, go and play their Premier League because that kicks off sort of after Christmas around this time.
First weekend in Feb, so next
Is that what
weekend
it
their
is?
Premier
Yeah.
League starts. Yeah.
So yeah, we regularly tune into that, and we actually see quite a few of the big guys.
He doesn't want to move this jack.
It's not bad though. I reckon probably 2.
They had 3. It's certainly a lot harder for Leroy. According to Bobby, he's
Yes.
still got 3, so be very happy with that he's still got the 3 shots
Yeah.
and made it a lot harder for Lee. He's gone from having a jack-eye bowl to having no target at all and being forced to just try and play a very good shot to try and get second shot.
Try and cut it back, yeah.
Yeah, which we saw him do on the third end of the game when the jack went in the pit and he was 5 down.
Yep.
And he actually ended up drawing the shot.
The shot, yeah. Which, again, too, I was like, oh, yeah, geez, Altona's still got a few.
Yeah,
and,
it was deceiving.
But in my defence, I think it's harder to tell when it's in the pit, so... All right. Oh, he's probably a little bit tight.
He's underplayed that. He hasn't got the weight either.
All right, so we'll see Nathan put down that bowl, and then I think we're going to have a change in commentary.
This is a very important bowl, though, for Nathan. He's got to, if he sits that bowl, he's having a look if it's worth anything. I don't think it is because they've got the other orange bowl, but whatever he's trying to play, he needs to make this count. With the scoreboard the way it is, whilst it's a long way down overall, a 4 here puts them only 2 shots down on the rink, and rink points are super important. Yeah,
especially in such a tight competition. I'm just wondering, though, will it bring one of that other one back in there?
Well, it may do, but because there's that other orange bowl, it's, you know, if it brings one in, it's only one more than a draw shot if he stays. So I think he'll elect to draw. If he gets to that bowl, well and good.
Yeah. Sean saying he's in Queensland and it's the only time he likes Victoria
so
is watching the bowls.
Trying to land that bowl, so maybe it was worth more than we realised.
I'm just going to disagree for a moment here with you, Sean. I'm from Queensland originally, and our mortal enemies are New South Wales, not Victorians. So,
an important 2 shots there to the Altona rink. So it must have been worth 4 if he stayed, maybe 5, I don't know, but at least 4 for them to be playing that.
I think it would have been 5 if he stayed.
Potentially, yeah, but great to see they're having a chat in the middle of the green, and it's a great time to say thank you very much to you, Sarah.
I was just going to say I call it a mat chat. So, yeah, I'll be back later on, and we're going to bring in Cooper.
Beautiful. So we are joined in commentary by young up-and-comer from Altona, Cooper Sutton. How are you, Cooper?
I'm good. Yourself, Troy?
Yeah, great. How are you enjoying this game so far?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's Deer Park clearly, you know, getting over the top of us at the moment, but I believe that we still got a strong fight in us, and, you know, never know what will happen.
Well, if we get opening bowls like we see here from Matty Wilson, then absolutely anything can happen. So how long have you been playing, Cooper?
I've been playing for just over 2 years.
Always here at Altona?
Yeah. Altona's been my home club for ages. You know, I want to try and stick loyal to them. They've been really good to me.
Tell us what you like about Altona Bowls Club.
Just all the members are really supporting, you know, kind, and, you know, always around to help me out whenever I need.
Yeah, there's a lot of very good players that you can learn from. Do you get some coaching from some of the players here?
Yeah, Dane McKinnon's usually the go-to, but, you know, around every Thursday night, all the players are around and they usually invite me in. So
you often on a Thursday have a train with the Premier guys?
Yeah, it's really good. You know, great experience, great learning from all of them.
Absolutely.
And
you're how old?
I'm 16, about to turn 17.
Okay. And you were telling me before, you used to live close to Altona, but now you live a little further away, but still, because you go to school here, most nights during the week, you still come down here and have a roll.
Yeah, because I go down to school here, it's pretty easy to come from school and then to the club to have a practice. but it's all. I take public transport usually every day to get around because, you know, parents are busy with work and all that.
That's great dedication to put all that time into the sport. You obviously love it, and you want to continue to improve.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
We'll just see if we can update a couple of the rinks here.
Good bowler by Chris Ball.
I must have given Maddie a lull a few shots when they didn't get them, so my apologies. I need to fix that one up.
Oh, great ball by Shane Sard.
I must have made that up. Somehow I gave Maddie a lull 3 shots. I think I was probably looking at the wrong board, would be most likely what I've done there. Yeah, great shot by Chris, turning up the leader's bowl in Harry Coleman.
I wonder who's got it. It's pretty close.
Yeah, so that's why we rely heavily on our paddlers to give us some information. I tend to think maybe Chris got it, but it is close.
Great wave by Greg Jeans.
Yeah, perfect weight, just under the line. So Harley just looking to land this back pink one. It'll make no doubt. Probably the way they're playing it, may indicate that they are still down. Just needs to clear that pink.
Ooh, knocked it up.
Yeah, he's given Altona 2 in the head. Still 1 to Altona.
Probably made it a little bit harder to get to that back pink one.
It has, but it opens up another little shelf that they can get in off. Oh, you won't want to turn that in.
Yeah, no.
That was the worst possible result they could have got there.
Yeah, it could be 2 down now.
Just the 1 indicated by our marker, but it does make it a lot better for Deer Park. So he's looking to turn through that Jack High orange bowl because there's 3 away bowls there for Altona, and that's where the Jack's going to splash. And if he's a touch tight, he's got his own bowl to turn in. He's played this pretty well.
Need to hold.
Does need to hold.
Oh.
Won't be disappointed with that one.
No, I wouldn't be.
So what team do you play in, Cooper?
I play in our second side, which is Division 2.
And how are you going so far?
That side's doing pretty well. I think we're in the top 4. I'm not sure where.
Yep.
But I've just been moved up there. I used to play in our other Division 2 side, our third side. And we're trying just not to get relegated at this point.
Right, so they'd just gone up to Division 2, had they?
Yeah, they had, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to keep. So, you know, if your third side's Division 2, it's a good standard to keep 3 sides in Division 2 and above would be a challenge.
Yeah.
As we see Nathan Wilson playing weight, looking to splash this Jack. Needs to get down. He has got the catches.
Oh.
He's turned it out. But I don't know. I don't think he's really improved anything.
Don't know if is it 2 or is that wide one or pink one?
Yeah, and there's a short bowl too. It can nearly be 3. Leroy, the Altona do have the 3 back bowls here, so Leroy wants to get past this green one. Oh, he's run into it.
Just 2 indicated by the marker.
What do you think Nathan's going to play here, Cooper?
Oh, look, he could go for the kill, play away underneath the front orange one and try split the pink and the orange shot bowl.
I think you're spot on. I think that's what he's looking at. That's the way he indicated with his foot. If he gutses the front blue one or gets the split on the pink and orange, he'll get a result.
There's going at it.
Big weight here. Get that onto the jack. Oh, he's cut it to 1 from 2 down to 1 down. Very unlucky. Great shot.
He almost had that absolutely perfect. Just jack happened to jam onto the Deer Park orange bowl.
It is a game of millimetres, this game that we play.
Sure is.
Earlier in the game, that would have had the finish on it, but just as the green starts to slow down, still a nice pace, but I'd say maybe it's dropped to about a 14-second pace. Just didn't quite have the finish, but they'll be happy to take it 1 out of that. And what about outside of bowls? What sparks your interest?
Honestly, not much really. I used to play basketball before bowls, but the transition of moving homes kind of made me ease out of that, and I wasn't really doing much, and that's how I got into bowls. Mum gave me a rang, and yeah, it was she's like, you want to start Pennant? You know, it's already into the season, but you can still join. And I was like, well, might as well not doing anything, make better use out of my time.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this sport. It can be played by all sorts of people for all sorts of reasons. So you can be playing it at 16 and someone can be playing it at 116.
Yeah.
Potentially. It's probably unlikely, but there are people playing that are in their hundreds.
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, we got a few old ones around our club. I have a older bowler, Bobby Butcher, around our club. When I first started, he was my first skip, and I think he's 85, maybe older than that even. I'm not too sure, but yeah.
So great question here from Brendan Elliott. Who do you model your game on, or who do you look up to in the game?
I would have to say Aaron Tees. Yep. He's been my #1 bowler ever since, I've been watching bowls on YouTube and all that, and he's kind of a role model to me because he kind of did what I'm trying to do, and he progressed through under 18s all the way up to where he is now as a professional bowler, and I wish I can be like him one day.
Have you met him?
I have met him. I met him at the UBC. He's a very, very nice bloke, and he when he won one of the events, he actually gave me his medal.
Oh wow! And you've still got that?
Still got that at home.
That's awesome.
Looking to frame it with a T-shirt signed by all the players from the UBC, which is pretty cool.
That's brilliant. You were saying to me before the game that you did some volunteering there.
Yeah. I volunteered throughout the entire event. I was one of the markers, so like the one we've got today. Out on my iPad, recording every bowl and touches and all that, and it was really good, great experience, and it was great to watch all the bowls. Very great learning experience.
Yeah, I know another young fella from Croydon who did that as well. Jack Henderson did some UBC marking and things like that.
Yeah, I think I do remember Jack. It was a little bit a while ago, but there was another young fella there.
Yeah, that'd be him. As we see Shane just trying to beat his first, but unfortunately cutting his line. Just didn't get around it, but he'd be pretty happy to have knocked that Harry Coleman bowl up onto the jack for shot.
Yeah. Altona's got 2 seconds though, so might try and play under Maddie's bowl, try and sit that bowl through on the narrow hand.
Yeah, I like that. It's holding nicely there. That just with a little bit of weight, you'll get under that, no problems. And that's exactly what he's playing.
Oh, not a bad result. Opened it up a little bit.
Opens it up, gives them the chance to land their own bowl and that bowl pop out. It's just a matter of whether it's going to go without the jack. It looks like it might get the jack. It's the only issue.
Does look like though that Altona probably has the catches to where the jack might go.
Yeah, agreed. Harley would have been better off finishing on the other side of the head, given that's more likely where the jack's going to go. But having sat that bowl, it's in a pretty handy home.
Could play the same shot, but you probably don't want to trail that jack back too much. You get the wrong edge of that jack, it could go back to more Deer Park bowls.
Yeah. If he gets the edge of the jack, the Deer Park's got him on that side, haven't they?
Playing a bit more weight.
Oh, and he's got it without the jack, but unfortunately his bowls have gone out of the head, and I think they're probably 2 down.
Jeez, that's
look, as we see this replay, that green bowl has ricocheted sideways, but a little bit forwards, and taken all their bowls out of the head. It's sometimes you don't get reward for good bowls in this game.
Yeah, it can be frustrating, but it is opened up now, so Nathan Wilson can draw and shot. Maybe if he wants to chase a number, can trail it back a little bit.
I think Leroy's going to count. Probably got down as far as he'd like it to, but he's in the count. 3 shots.
I reckon Dogger just tries and draws this.
You back him to get it?
I back him to get it. You know, he can sit that shot bowl, you know, even if he's, you know, half a metre over. If you get the trail, you know, it probably can't go worse. Reckon he's close.
Needs to sit the bowl.
Oh,
gets a piece of it and runs through. Perfect weight from Leroy. They're just looking,
probably to cover.
Yeah, that's what they're looking at. When you're holding a few and you've got a little bit of a lead, you've got to look at where those numbers could be. And there is a chance if Altona got that jack down there that they'd make 4. But I think Leroy's just decided. Well, he's certainly played the weight to get back there, but just a bit tighter. But he's finished in a good home.
Yeah, I reckon he just tries to draw it again, take a metre off.
Yeah, not much correction required. Unfortunately, we're out. That just unblocks the view so that we can see that cracking draw shot from Nathan Wilson.
Great
well played. Just update a few scores here on the other rinks for you all. So plenty of comments in the chat, which is great. Jeffrey says, speaks great, a young fella, full of confidence, great future in commentary. I think you'd rather your future be in playing though, wouldn't it, Cooper?
Oh, it definitely would be.
Mark Sutton, any relation?
Nah.
Says, hi Cooper from Cooper Sutton in Queensland, great name.
Oh, I know that. There's another Cooper Sutton in Queensland. Another under-18 bowler named Cooper Sutton.
That might be Mark's son, and he's just got in on the chat, so there you go.
Yeah, that's What a coincidence. I've always wanted to play against him. It'd be an interesting matchup. Cooper Sutton versus Cooper Sutton.
It certainly would be. We have a new member of our team at Bowls, Vic, who does a bit of marketing for us, and his name is Cooper Stubbs. So similar to yours, but not quite the same. And then we've got Andy talking about marquee players. So each club is entitled to have 3 marquee players, and they have to nominate those players before the start of the season. And a marquee player is someone who plays their primary club is either interstate or overseas. So if they're from another club interstate, then they're classed as a marquee player.
Great correction by Matty Wilson.
Yeah, he played it very, very well. Aaron Wilson picking up a 4. Just trying to peg that lead back. Got it back within 5 now on that rink.
Well, I remember watching the Whittlesea versus Port Melbourne game last week, and I know that a comeback's certainly possible. Whittlesea did great to fight back at that middle stage of the game. So,
and you know what's happening with that? And then Dane McKinnon picking up a 1. The crowd's starting to get involved now, and there's a bit of atmosphere building, and it's amazing. Momentum is so big in this sport, and they need to get on a roll while they've got that momentum.
Oh, certainly.
This is the integral part of the game for this Altona side.
Probably wanted to get under that with that weight.
Yeah, definitely. Cooper's just got back in touch with you, Cooper. Yes, mate, we might catch up at the Tri Series.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be pretty cool. Good second shot, Chris Ball. Shane just needing to miss that bowl, but it is their own if he does crash. So they've picked up 9 shots to 1 in the last 6 ends here.
Great correction by Sards. 2 great corrections from both Maddie and Sard.
And he's forced Chris to play the shot now. Underneath, they've got the 2 catches. Oh, I don't think he'll be happy with this one. He actually got a good result and finished in a good spot.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Greg plays his forehand, tries to count, but also cover that trail a little bit.
I like it. It's exactly what I'd be calling. Cover and count on the forehand. That's what I'd be playing, but it looks like they might be electing to play backhand, possibly just to try and take the target away. So that's the other option. And often at this level, they often do err on the side of that slightly aggressive shot rather than going for the cover, trying to protect by improving the head and tucking that bowl away.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, might get a lucky rub.
He's finished in a good home. If he'd actually got under that, he probably would have landed that pack and finished in a good spot.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, kind of what I said, he's counted and covered. You know, Jack might...
Finished it probably in the spot we were talking, but played it on the other hand. Yeah, so this hand has been quite swoopy, but just as the sun's gone down, it's a little not quite as wide. Yeah, handy result. He's probably got second shot out of that.
Yeah.
Greg could play a similar bowl. If he gets hold of that shot bowl, he'll pop that orange bowl out and make 4.
Yeah,
and if he misses, he covers.
Oh, it's probably even, the bowl flopped over, probably even made it better. Sits the bowl, go straight back.
Yeah, and that's what he's called, sit the bowl. If you miss, you're in a good covering spot.
Close.
If you can just, he's played this absolutely perfectly. He's made 4 shots. This Altona team's having a dip here. I think we're going to see bigger weight here now.
Oh, I agree.
They've got the 4 back bowls. Still electing to play the swing, but he's very, very close here, Cooper. Gets that and runs through.
Oh, gee.
He's cut it to 2. The positive for Altona is they've got the back bowl.
Yeah, I don't know if you try and probably just maybe try and sit in front of that pack. Still, you know, trail it back. It can still go 4 or 5 down.
I think Nathan's going to stick on the backhand, try and get to that pack of bowls, and if he drops a touch short, he'll cover.
Yeah.
If he can lay that bowl down, might take the target away, because Leroy's just going to play a nice little 1-2 metre shot on the forehand to sit the shot bowl and touch the jack. Okay, forehand. Sits the orange or just underneath.
Close.
He's played this well. What a shot.
Really
He's
well.
played that
Great
absolutely perfectly.
Barely increased the target. Still there, I think.
Yeah, makes it more likely that I think that Lee's not going to really try and make use of those 4 bowls down.
Nah.
He's just going to go big. He's
Straight
3
at it,
down.
yeah.
Jack in the ditch, he's 1 down, but fair chance with all those bowls behind. If he gets the jack, it's going to kill. It's going to bounce off something.
Yeah. There's still a gap, though, that Jack can go back to the pack of 4 bowls.
Yeah, if he played that sort of weight, I just think with the 3 down, he's going to go big.
Yeah, and I think he's got it too.
He's got
2.
He's got 2 out. He's only 1 down, and he's got 2 seconds. As we see another great replay from Josh. Thank you for all your efforts on the cameras tonight, Josh.
I reckon he just tries to count, get another one in there.
Yeah, same hand as his first one.
Sit that wide orange bowl. It's probably most ideal. Asking it to slow down.
Lands that bowl, it'll stop it pretty quickly.
Oh.
He wanted to get that solid, or if he missed it, he would have sat the back one.
Has ended up in a good home, though.
It has. So Leroy's got 2 seconds, but Altona's got the best back bowls. He'd like to drive and try and cut the bowl out, but
I think that's probably what he's going to try and do. I don't really see too much risk in it.
no, if you get your 2 bowls out, you might be 1 worse. Jack in the pit, though, you could be 2 worse. So I wouldn't be. He could elect to play the tricky weight, but Leroy generally backs himself to play the big weight and get it.
Definitely having a long look at it.
Yeah, it is. It's a contentious one. There's 2 options there, and he's got to weigh up pros and cons of both. Park just collecting 2 on the Casey rink, 1 on the Bouse rink.
And Wilson doing a good job fighting back in it.
Yeah, so Leroy has elected to play the harder weight, but it gives him maximum result. Just going to miss. Good effort. Another one to the Altona crew. Kevin Anderson picking up another 3 over there against Matty Alal. So for those just joining us, we're here at Altona Bowls Club, round 11, BCiB Melbourne Premier League, 4th place Altona, trying to stay in this game. They did have a little bit of a run earlier on, not long ago, but Deer Park has stemmed the tide here. Top of the table, Deer Park looking to secure a top 2 finals berth. Altona trying to hang into the finals, sitting 4th, and we are joined by young up-and-comer from Altona, Cooper Sutton.
Great weight by Matty Wilson for his first bowl. Probably looking just to tighten his line a little bit.
Yeah, the loosest ends we've seen have been these longer ones, but which is not unusual anyway.
Just took the weight off.
Cooper asking if you're going to the Australian Open this year.
I am going to the Australian Open this year. I'm doing the full 2 weeks. So I've got some days there before and days thereafter just to make sure everything runs smoothly. But yeah, hopefully doing as much as I can, doing the under 18 singles, hopefully the pairs, hopefully the fours. Trying to just do as much as I can to improve my game and bowl against better bowlers.
Have you been to the Oz Open before?
I did recently last year for the under 18 singles, just the under 18 singles, so at the end bit of the Australian Open, which was really good because after that I was able to go and watch Aaron Sheriff play Cohen Lifton in the singles, which was pretty good.
It was a great final, wasn't it?
It was a great final.
Cohen looked like he had him, and unfortunately for Cohen, Aaron Sheriff just knows how to finish a game.
I know.
What about Vic Open? Are you heading down to Traralgon at all?
Yep, did Vic Open last year as well. Good thing about the Vic Open, they've just recently added under 18 singles. They used to have under 18 mixed pairs.
So sorry, you continue?
Yeah, they changed that now to open pairs, open under 18 pairs, and then they've also added the under 18 singles, which is really good.
Yeah, so we've tried to open a few new events up. Yeah, change a little bit and add to the under 18s, and then we've added an integrated pairs in. So just trying to cater for all facets of bowler that we can.
Yeah, very good.
Nigel Malcolm tuning in. Do you know Nigel from Mitcham?
I do know Nigel from Mitcham. I bowl with his daughter Marley.
Yeah, another up-and-comer.
And we actually just recently made it through the qualifying event for the Dandenong Melbourne Pulse team for the BPL, for their junior team.
Fantastic.
So we will be heading up there to Moama on the 20th and 21st of February.
Well, that's pretty cool. Some names there too. We've got Ashley talking about Mark Casey playing at Keilor when he was 9 and leading with Darren Christie and Rick Casey, which was Mark's father.
Interesting.
Who unfortunately has passed away. Good Bowls family were the Caseys, Rick and then Rick's brother Rob. Both were very good players. Still got a couple of feet of room here for Harley McDonald to draw the shot.
Not bad.
Looks to be the best of them.
Yeah, that will be the shot. I reckon just the one though.
Well, I think that one of Harry's might be second. Our marker indicating 1 and a measure. Oh, didn't quite get it out enough, Greg.
That is Altona's short bowl though, so they can maybe play on to one of those future.
Yeah, it does open up an option if they choose to play it. Otherwise, they do have the dead draw, open hand on the forehand there. Pretty good set of 2 bowls here from Harley.
Yeah, great 2 bowls. I think now I'd probably just elect the dead draw, sit the shot bowl, pop in.
Yeah, he's got 2 to sit on.
Disco having a drive on the other rink. Just missed.
Yeah, didn't quite connect what he wanted. It's important here for Nathan Wilson. They've got themselves back into this game, only 3 shots down. 2 and a measure down. He's got 2 bowls to sit on. He's been playing this hand very well. It's very close, Cooper.
Very close.
He doesn't want the hole. Oh,
Gee.
he got what I call half the hole, because he got a touch on the bowl, but unfortunately went through the hole. He's cut the measure out, but he's still 2 down.
Probably made it even a little bit harder to get shot.
Yeah, it just turns at him behind the jack, doesn't he? And of course, Leroy looking at another. If he's around that, he's close.
Don't want to move it too much. Oh, great bowl.
That doesn't make it any easier, especially with those 3 bowls that, whilst they're all Altona bowls, they're a reasonable way out, and you've got to get them in the right spot, or one's going to shoot out to the left, and your bowl's going to shoot out to the right, or right and left as we look on our screen the other way around.
I reckon Nathan Wilson just looking at maybe playing onto one of the short bowls.
The problem too is that if it splashes the jack, that's a Deer Park bowl in behind it, that orange one.
Yeah.
It's not a nice head for him to play to.
No, not at all.
Flying through the ends there, Aaron Wilson and Matty Bowse, only 2 ends to go. We had a rink last Saturday. When they finished, there was still 18 ends to go on the big board.
Yeah, that was, I forgot who it was. But
sorry, not in the stream game. In the game I played, Yarra Glen versus Mitcham,
okay.
The first rink off the green, there was still 18 ends left, which was just crazy. We finished about an hour and a half after them.
Yeah,
we had a marathon game. It was crazy.
I'm gonna assume a lot of dead ends.
Well, no, we had 3.
3.
The rink next door had 9.
Gee.
But yet we finished 15 minutes later than them. Just one of those slow games. The third and skip spent a lot of time discussing and all that sort of stuff, which did slow the game down. Doesn't bother me. I'm kind of used to finishing last, but it did mean we finished a lot later than we otherwise may have.
I'm really curious to see what Dogger plays here.
Yeah, I think he's going to look big on the backhand.
Just doesn't want to make it worse, really.
This is one where you wish you had 2 goes at it, so you could open the head up with your first and then clear a path for your
really
second.
big.
But he's got to get it. He's got not what he wanted. Yeah,
It's going to be hard anyway.
It was a tough shot.
I reckon Chris Ball's just looking at to see how many more shots O'Leary could get if he gets that shot of Doggers out.
Yeah, I think it'd be could be 6.
I'm pretty sure that's Matty Wilson's bowl on the side, but it could be definitely 5.
So yeah, I've been confusing those bowls all game, but either way, he's playing it, but he's not going to get down enough.
Definitely worth a go. Try and shut Altona down.
Couple to the Deer Park boys. Pushes their lead out to 14-9 after 14. As we have a very large bird flying over us. I think it might have been a swan. I don't know if you get swans here, but it had very large wings and a very large neck.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
It seems unusual for here, but
you never know.
At first, from a distance, I thought it was a bat, but as it got closer, I think it was a swan.
Good grasp by Harry Coleman. Just looking to correct his weight. Yeah, great shot by Harry Coleman. Great correction. Close by Matty Wilson. And he's got the jack too. Great shot.
Just slightly in the way that Harry Coleman roll, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon just trying to either get around or under it.
Yeah, just ignore it. If you turn it in, gives you 2 bowls in the head.
Yeah, has unfortunately run into it, but I reckon the weight was pretty good.
Gives him another bowl in the area.
Still holding shot.
Yeah, and it makes it harder for Deer Park. They're trying to sit that shot bowl or trail a jack, but if they're a little bit wide, it's going to be an Altona bowl coming in.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe play underneath Matty's short one, try and trail the jack back to Harry Coleman's bowl. And that one now as well.
Yeah, it's in a good home, isn't it? Similar to his last.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If you can get that solid, yeah,
one in,
still
one out.
holding, and they get some ball past the jack, they'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
We're going to see a change of hands here. Yeah, forehand underneath the front one. If he's tight, he can, as Leroy's pointing out there, he can run in off the edge of that Shane Herring bowl.
Yeah, I like that call. What I would have called. Holly close here.
He's given it a chance. He's played. Look at the weight he's played. Fantastic weight. Wouldn't want the hole.
Oh, gee.
The beauty of that is he's missed with good weight. He's missed in good areas. And now if he gets it with his next, it's worth more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's why Altona need to cover that bowl. There's 3 bowls out there that are all against them that could can if they move that jack.
Oh, my way to you.
He's going to finish in a very good home.
Yeah, he's played it pretty well.
Okay, he's change of shot now. Sit the bowl. Sit him, you make 3. Play it more positively.
It's not bad. Oh, just
Needs
holding
to
it
get
out
in.
on him. Doesn't want to run into that. Oh, I reckon it's still 1 to Altona,
I
but
think so. It's a different one.
a different one, yeah.
Sort of gives Altona a better look at the head now to draw another, or little flick on that jack, he can make 3 shots.
Yeah, definitely.
If he can get the outside of the pink, it would help. Oh, he just got the wrong bowl. Played it with good weight.
Another one at the back for Deer Park, though. You know, play with 2 feet over, trail that jack back, and Altona goes 3 down. Deer Park can afford to go 1 down if they have to.
Yeah, he's got a nice shot on here though. Play it positive. Sit the pink. Jack back's good.
I think he's close.
He's got the orange. It just depends if he gets a good run off it, which he will.
Oh, that's the best result I think he could possibly get
He's
out
made
of that.
4.
I think Doug is probably going to play some weight here.
I think we're going to see big weight here. Big weight, and looking how it's set up, it'll probably run into that black, blue and white and shoot out sideways and kill. Important to get this. He doesn't want to. He's got 2 goes at it, but he doesn't want to drop a big number with the rink score.
No,
the
he's
way
got
it
it.
is. He's got something.
He's got it.
He's got them
What a
all.
shot.
He's got them all, and I think he's gone from 4 down. We're going to see a replay here, and he's made 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them all go out.
Jeez,
That's the shot of the match.
that's ridiculous.
4 down to 3 up.
That's a 7-shot turnaround.
Yep. You've been tuning into your maths class. That's good.
My favourite subject, actually.
I like to hear that. I used to be a maths teacher. Oh, Leroy's got an answer here if he can stop, which he will. So we've gone from Leroy 1 down to 4 up. Nathan Wilson 4 down to 3 up. And Leroy 3 down to 1 up. Does Nathan go big here? Or does he play the softer way to land it?
I reckon you play it a little bit softer because you don't want to take that jack back really because you got Harry Coleman back there. And you could get both, but then you only go 1 up. You're probably looking for that number.
Yeah, sits that, stays 4 shots.
It's a tough shot though.
We've just seen 3 of the best shots for the game by these skips. He's going big. Could we see
bigger.
4?
Oh, gee.
Big draw from Leroy. He's renowned for doing that.
Sure is.
Evening to you, Matt.
What do you think? Do you think this game's getting a bit too out of reach for Altona?
It's getting pretty tough. I think if I was the Altona rink on this stream, just be concentrating on trying to peg the rink back and see if you can try and get some rink points out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Aaron Wilson's going to be ending soon, but each rink's still got 6 ends to go. You know, definitely can turn all the rinks around. Still time, but probably going to have to be now if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, it's really only that Bouse rink that you think's probably done, given that there's only 1 in to go.
And they need an 8.
The rest of them are, trailing on every rink, which is, Altona won't want to drop a 18-zip home match.
No, not at all.
So they need to try and at least recover one of these deficits. It's just the green starting to slow down a bit, even a little bit more. Good correction, Matty Wilson.
Yeah, great correction. Aaron Wilson's rink just finished.
Yeah,
I think they've dropped a couple.
Yeah, Deer Park looked to have won the end, but I don't know how many. You might be right, it might be 2, we'll see. 3 it was. That's a big result there for Deer Park. So they're all finished, and we've still got 16 ends to play.
Probably not what Sardi's was looking for, but no one behind.
Line was good with his first. Yeah, this one looks to be better.
Yeah, hurry.
Didn't quite run as much as I'd have liked. It is definitely starting to pull up a bit more now.
Yeah. Is slightly in the way of that shot bowl though. So
Yeah.
makes it a bit harder for Deer Park. I reckon he's just looking to draw or trail his jack back foot.
So 1 and a measure to Altona.
Close.
Just needs to keep running.
Oh. It'll be second shot.
Yeah. Second shot's good. Little touch off that, fall in, 2 shots.
2 shots.
He's sitting jack high though. It does give Harley a bit of a better look at it.
Yeah, definitely. Just a fraction wide.
Yeah, very good attempt. Good home.
Weight was probably pretty good for it
Yeah,
too.
gave it a chance. Sets it up for Leroy. Leroy's got a jack high bowl and 2 bowls less than 2 feet past the jack. You'd be happy with that.
I don't know. Do you look to try and change something a little bit here for Altona, or to just sit back and pray?
I don't know if they're going to get the chance. I feel like Leroy's going to get this anyway, but if he doesn't, then yeah, I think Nathan's just going to try and draw another one. If he can fall in front of the jack, it would certainly make it better for him.
Close. Oh. reckon he could have made a shot out of that.
Don't know. I'm thinking, well, they're saying measure. I'm going to back it into the Zelt zone. Well, there's a measure, but it's probably a better setup for Deer Park because
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
got the cover, and if Leroy turns his own bowl onto that potential shot bowl, he's going to make a number.
Yeah.
Nathan's got to get another one in here. Leroy, if he plays the same bowl, he'll make 3 or 4, I reckon. Not a bad attempt.
Yeah, it's dropped in a good home. You know, if Leroy accidentally slices that jack. I reckon you're just playing the same shot, a metre over, trail. You know, he's good. Knocks it onto his own, good as well. Plenty of options.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and he's close too.
Yeah, something's going to happen here. Just how far it goes. Went further than he wanted.
Ooh. Could be the ball of Matty Wilson's holding shot.
Yep, I think you've nailed it there. Well spotted, Coops.
Should be fairly simple draw for Nathan Wilson. He could draw in a second.
Yeah, it's important that he does. If he can get a second one here, just brings the gap back to 4 with 5 to play.
On his way. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
counted.
fine. Yep, doubled up, well played. Important in there for Altona.
Yeah, I reckon now you don't look at the overall, you just try and get as many shots on your own rink and see if you can get a rink win for the 2
100%.
points.
Yeah, 100%. Look, Matty Lowell's picked up another couple down the end there to put that back to within 5. They're just sort of a bit like this stream ring. They're just sort of hanging in there.
Yeah, great starter by Matty.
Well played, Matty. They're the 2 rinks, I think, the Matty Lowell rink and the Nathan Wilson rink. They need at least one of them to get up to get something out of the night.
Yeah, definitely. Look, you never know. You know, Dane maybe could pick up enough to draw or get over the top, but it's going to be very hard.
Yeah, 10 in 4 is tough at this level, and especially when you're playing a bloke by the name of Mark Casey.
Yeah, definitely.
Good leading there. 1 on, 1 behind.
Definitely.
Plays good line all the time, Harry.
Yeah, yes. I've noticed that. Usually his weight's pretty good too. He's corrected well.
Yeah, corrected very well. But the line is down to delivery. If you get consistent delivery, you get consistent line.
Oh, certainly. I definitely think Deer Park's helped him out with that one. Made
Yeah, he's
in the
got
youth
some-
academy.
Got some good coaches there. Perfect weight from Shane.
Yep. Just needs to tighten it up a fraction and he'll be all over it.
Chris hasn't played a lot of bowls on this forehand. He's been mainly sticking to that wider side.
Well, it looks like his grass is pretty good, just all down to his weight.
Pretty good effort.
Yeah, very good.
Don't have to get shot to play a good bowl. It's given him 2 seconds now.
Oh. Both behind too.
Yeah.
Closer here.
Going to finish in a good spot. Yeah. Handy there.
I reckon Chris is close again. I reckon just finishing on the high
Not quite
side.
getting down, is it? But
No.
two good shots. Gave him a chance.
Yeah, Altona definitely got to get another second in.
Yeah. Needs to land this orange. Get all of it. Oh, he got part of it. Gave it a chance. Deer Park just packing bowls in the head here. Get enough in there, then they can run at it. It's another handy home. Nathan Wilson just getting stuck in you there, Coops.
Yeah.
I thought he'd have enough trouble out on the green without worrying about you.
I reckon he's just trying to have fun, enjoy himself. That's what it's all about.
That's what he does. He's good at doing that, no doubt about it. Needs to run. They're just bowls are not quite finishing now.
No.
Tighter than his first.
Yeah, I think it could just drift narrow.
Yeah, there's a fine line, but again, it's another bowl thereabouts. Just quite dropped a little bit of weight off that one from his first.
Yeah. It's weird, that hand, you know, you take an extra foot of grass and it holds, and, you know, and your foot narrower than that and you're cutting in.
Yeah, but of course the weight does impact that too. Less weight, it's gonna turn a little earlier and a little more.
I reckon Doggo should be able to draw another shot here.
Looking to beat the Jack High blue and white.
Yeah,
use that pink. I think he's just going to get too much of it.
Oh.
Gives him more bowls in the head though now. Gives him
another bowl behind.
3.
Pushes Sards' bowl behind.
I think Deer Park has still got 2 seconds. They're watching this one intently.
He's very close. With a good shot here.
No, he's touched the jack, made
one in a measure.
1, I think, indicated by Bobby.
I reckon it's nearly the same shot. Take some weight, offset that Jack High bowl for shot. You know, if it's just 1, you make 2.
Yeah, I tend to think he might change to the forehand. The problem with the backhand is you don't want to get the wrong part of that blue bowl.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to play under.
Especially with that bowl falling now too.
Yep.
Sit the bowl, make 2.
Promote, potentially.
Yeah.
Onto Matty Wilson's bowl.
Yeah, even that onto the jack's good.
Oh,
he's going big. Looking for the edge of the blue.
Oh, it's definitely 1 now.
Yeah, changing hands, it's safer. If he stayed on the forehand and turned that front blue one roll, he'd be down.
If he starts turning, it's got to be close. Just the weight.
Yeah, great first one though. 1 shot to Leroy and the Deer Park team. As we say, thank you very much, Cooper, for joining us here in the commentary.
No, thank you, Troy.
Thoroughly
Been great.
enjoyed having you on, and
Yeah.
all the best as you strive to achieve everything you're trying to in the game, and keep up the great work.
Thank you very much. I'll see you later.
And we will bring Sarah back in a second.
I don't know how it went. Probably people are going to hate
I heard you say to Cooper, how'd you go? And he said, oh, I'm not really sure. He was fantastic.
Oh,
He
good.
did an absolutely tremendous job, got great comments. We found out that someone tuning in from Queensland, his name was Cooper Sutton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a young player as well, and
Oh, wow.
sounds like they might run into each other maybe up at Australian Open in the
You know what they
junior
should
event.
do? They should play together in the pairs, and then they're like, I'm Cooper. And they're like, you need to buy us a drink afterwards because you only have to remember one name. We made it easy for you.
That's it.
So-
But, they might come up against each other in the junior singles up there, which would be
Oh,
pretty,
that'd be exciting.
pretty
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Good luck to the person doing the scorecard.
As speaking of young bowlers doing good things, Harry Coleman,
It's just incredible, isn't he?
great bowls.
Looks like he's picking up where he left off from when I was last here. So I've just done a little bit of an around the grounds myself, and I ran into his mum. So she's come up to watch for a bit, but she does stay away. I think he likes to just do
Likes
his
his own
thing.
space. I was like
Yeah.
that when I first started.
Yeah.
Just wanted to, like your own space. And even though you know your parents are supporting you, I don't know, you'd feel like it raises the expectations or something.
Yeah. Makes you a bit nervous.
Yeah.
So, and also who was really bowling well when I left was Chris. Looks like he's played this pretty well as two because that's sort of the tighter hand over there.
Yeah, he just wanted to be on the other side of that, though, unfortunately. He's given the shot away. Had good weight, just underplayed the line.
So yeah, we've had one of the rinks finish over there, that Wilson Bouse one that was flying through their ends, so they've sort of finished up.
Yeah, I think unless Aaron kills a lot of ends, he generally finishes first with how quick he plays.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, geez, you guys are off early, and they're like, yeah, Aaron doesn't muck around. So yeah.
He's just instinctive. He knows what he's trying to do.
But yeah, have we had any updates from the other games that are going on around the grounds?
I think we saw that Moonee Valley were struggling a bit against Yarraville. I think Yarraville were 30-odd shots up.
Okay.
And it looks like Whittlesea were about 7 in front of Lilydale as Chris Ball has just sat the bowl and made a couple.
Right. So Shane he played really good line in his first one, just looking to correct that weight a little bit. Yeah, what a great correction.
Wanted
there.
the jack there, didn't he?
It
Would have trailed
yeah.
it back to their own.
That's it. Oh, well, good to see that since I left, we've got the hang of the two lead bowls. So that was very tricky at the start, just getting the hang of who was the lighter, darker blues, whose was whose.
Well, I got it right on that occasion. Doesn't mean I got it right every time you weren't here.
It's all right. I think everyone at home by now knows anyway whose is whose, so they've been tuning in for the evening.
Ooh, it's tit
Would've
for
liked-
tat on the jack here. They're playing too nice.
They are. They are. So Greg probably just sort of wants to try and get another one in there, but not fatten that sort of
Beating the
target.
orange.
Yeah. Yeah, behind isn't bad either.
Yeah, it's all good.
In the game. So Yarraville will have to back it up then, won't they? They play Moonee tonight and then they've got to play again tomorrow, so...
Yeah, I think they've both probably got a game tomorrow.
Moonee as well, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know which next week's stream, who that's going to be?
Oh, as we just watched that run into, yeah, we are going to Bundoora next week. It'll be Bandura up against... You're testing my memory now.
So good. I was just going to say, Lee will probably actually
Melbourne.
really happy with that bowl there from Harley, because he's opened up the head a little just to give Lee a look, especially on that forehand side that he likes. So it was actually quite a good bowl there for the skip. Good third, opening up the head, giving his skip something to look at.
So it'll be Bandura and Melbourne next week at Bandura.
Oh, nice. The Greens are also usually really good at Bandura as well, actually.
Yeah.
So that should be a good contest, actually. They've had a lot of head-to-heads, Bandura and Melbourne, over the years.
Yes, they have.
A lot of, really tightly fought games. And then we've only got, a couple of rounds left after that, don't we?
So there's 3 rounds left after this one, as we see Leroy playing swing weight, looking to remove the 2 bowls. Just needs to get under the orange.
He's played that
and he has.
What a bowl.
Yeah, he's played it well.
Geez, I thought he was actually going to get that orange, but he just got
underneath.
Absolute precision.
I think he's made
I reckon at least
few.
4.
Looked like it was, I think 4 paddles. It was hard to see with Bobby holding up 2 of the blue paddles up against the background of the big blue sign on the water tank there. So it was hard exactly to get, but it was...
I think the closest is the one of Greg's at the back there. Maybe,
so
maybe
it's
that
4
front
or
one of
5,
Harry's.
but Nathan needs to stop.
Oh, just went through. I reckon he might have cut out that front one of Harry's. With that, maybe?
Don't know. I think I'm gonna tip that it's still 4, which if it is, that blows this game out. But Nathan thankfully has a bowl left.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day too, nothing for short. Positive bowl. If he'd picked that jack up and got it on the way through, he would have trailed it back. They had 3 waiting back there, would have made 4. So.
Speaking of blowing the game out, Mark Casey picks up a 4 on the rink next door, which takes that out to 10 with 2 to play.
Yeah, I don't see it. Altona coming back at this point.
12, not 10.
But they were right in it at the start, so they really should be happy with how they started the game. 3 out of 4 rinks won the first end. I mean, at the start, the only difference was sort of that bounce rink, so they were playing quite well. But I think just when the pace of the green changed, I just sort of feel like Deer Park adapted a bit better to it. And that's where we sort of started to see it move out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think any of that's going to be any real solace for Altona, unfortunately, to, be... They're not in the game overall. They're in the game on a couple of rinks. They're a chance, and if they do drop the 18-0, it's going to be a tough night for them. But if they can somehow peg it back, and this is an important bowl to do that, he's not going to change it. I think it's going to be a big number here, perhaps a 5.
I think they'll bounce back though. They're a tight group, the boys. And Brooke. Don't forget Brooke.
No, don't forget Brooke.
So, yeah.
Oh, they're still well in the season, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And again, too, it's so close for 3rd and 4th spot that, if they win the next couple, they're right back in there, so.
Yeah, well, the team that they're chasing, Moonee Valley getting beat would be handy for Altona. They would have preferred Yarraville to be winning, so that result's gone their way. But there's going to be games that teams that are chasing them are playing each other, and one of them's got to win. So
yeah, and I think as well too, Altona an extra game ahead because they played that game against Clayton last week.
Yeah, great opener from Harry.
Yeah, he's been very, very consistent. So we've got a shout here for next week's game, Ben Winther versus Spurry.
Yeah, well,
Guess it just
down at
depends.
regional rounds, Benny Winther was on the sidelines. He was not well.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully for him and Bandura, he can get back out and play. I'm not sure whether he's been selected for tomorrow. I can have a look.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big asset in the side. He's a very up-and-about player, and he brings a lot of enthusiasm. And he's a fantastic bowler as well. Like, yeah, that would have been a big miss for them, not having him on the green.
Great to see. I've just looked it up, and he is back playing. So,
good
great
to
for
hear.
him and great for Bandura.
All right, got a back option there with Matt's second bowl, keeping it in the game.
So, Brent, Altona haven't played. They've played one game in advance where they played against Clayton, but they've got a catch-up game to play where they got washed out against Melbourne. So they have played the 10 games after 10 rounds and 11 after this one. So they're sort of on track for...
I think, though, is it right? Because the catch-up game is against Melbourne. So do they play... Because they play Melbourne as well the last round, so they've got to play like them 2 in a row.
So they're going to play them at this stage. They're looking at playing them Friday night last round, and then we'll just stop for a minute as we guts this Jack into the pit. Well played. So yes, they're playing Melbourne in the last round on the Friday night, and then they'll play their catch-up game on the Saturday.
Yeah, nice. Great camera work there too, Josh. Thank you. As somebody who is a viewer at home, I love it when you manage to capture the guts of the Jack and then where it ends up in the ditch. So that was, fantastic.
So, yeah, Bandura's also got a catch-up game that they need to play against Deer Park.
And I think, will they play then too on the Friday and then
Not
the
confirmed
Saturday?
yet.
Not confirmed. Okay, cool. Faye tuning in. She's not biased at all, but go Benny.
Terrence tuning in from Tennessee. This game is, we know as lawn bowls. If we can just get the camera down to the Jack would be great. Please, Josh. And we're playing our Melbourne BCiB Premier League competition. 4th place Altona, just hanging on to finals at the minute, up against Deer Park and back-to-back reigning champions. And Deer Park just really controlling this match. I'm just going to see if we can get down far enough to this Jack. There we go. We just changed camera angles and we can see that bowl of Shane Herring in the ditch.
So it's a little bit easier this direction to be able to draw to the ditch because...
This is a pretty good effort here. Second shot. Good second there from Greg.
Because it gets the shade from the clubhouse, it's actually a little bit furrier, I think I'd call it there. So they do sort of pull up a little bit. Whereas the other end, if you're sort of trying to draw to the ditch, it will run on. So... And yeah, that's right. They do have lawn bowls in the US. They're actually starting to. It's really becoming a big game. And didn't one of the US ladies actually recently win like a world title or something, or runner-up?
Yeah, did she? She made the final, I think, of the World Championship Singles.
Championship Singles, was it? Yeah.
I'm not sure whether she won it, but
no, I think it was the girl from Fiji or Tonga or something, but.
as we see, it needs to stop.
Oh, made a liar out of me.
So close.
They normally do pull up there, so. But geez, he played a really good one of his first one. Should be in the count. And then, of course, speaking of World Champs, we've got Leroy stepping on the mat, who won the men's in that event.
I think that far ring's just blown out. Kevin Anderson looks like it's just picked up a 5. Makes it tough for Altona now to try and secure any points.
Yeah, and I can't see whose bowls they are over there, but they've got like 2 right on the Jack. Barely. I'm pretty sure they're the Deer Park players.
What's he done here, Nathan Wilson? It's not a bad effort. Just needs to
a little
stop.
bit quick, I think.
Just going in. Leroy's is close to counting, according to his third Harley.
Yeah, well, there's still a bit of room because Shane's bowl isn't like right on it.
They're all Deer Park bowls on the way in. Well, he turned his bowl a touch closer. Not an easy shot here for Nathan.
No, well, after this many ends, and they've had a few dead ones as well, like, it's not easy drawing to the ditch.
It's their own bowl coming up. If that stays on, oh, just fell in.
Couldn't let him have it.
No.
I think, did he come in? Actually, where is the jack? Is that second of Nathan's? I think they said 2.
2. Eight the difference, 2 to play on this rink.
All right, so we've got a score update. Whittlesea 65, Lilydale 49 after 56. So it's not a bad starter there for Matt. He's in the game, past the jack. Harry's been very consistent though, so let's see how he goes with this change in length.
Rink next door just finishing. That's a 13-shot win to Mark Casey over Dane McKinnon.
Yeah, tough night. That's a strong rinker, Dane, so, but then I guess Mark's rink's pretty strong as well too.
Yeah, I think Mark
Great
might be
correction.
the top skip at the moment in the Premier League.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Let me have a look at that one. All this information we can get on our bowls link, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's so handy. I like actually going through and having a look at the like, you know, the top players, top skips and stuff like that.
So it's actually Ali Forsyth, but he's played 11 and he's won 8.
Yep.
Mark Casey did miss a game. He didn't play the regional round in Bendigo, but he's got 7 out of 8, but with a win that hasn't quite got on yet. That'll get him 8 out of 9, so that'll put him back on top. And Matty Bouse having a win also will put him to second. So not bad. It's probably a good reason why Deer Park are on top of the ladder if they've got the top 2 skips, as Shane Herring's on the jack.
Yeah, nailed it. He's bowled pretty well, Shane. He's played some really good bowls. He's just missed his line on that one, Chris. He's had to swap hands a few times, actually. The last few that I've seen has actually been on that other hand. So
Yeah, just a little bit tentative on that one. We'll get you a score on the Dandenong game in one moment, Dwayne.
So Shane just looking to double up here. Field ahead. Yeah, not too bad. At least he put in the shot first and then put in the blocker. I normally do it the other way around. I put in the blocker and then put in the shot, so.
Looks like Flemken 19 up. But there's a rink that is only indicating 9 ends played, so it's a little hard to tell. There might have been an issue there with their digital scoring. So
Chris Ball just played an absolute bomb. He touched onto Shane's bowl, popped that jack back out. There is a bowl there from Matt, which is probably the shot at the moment, but it opens up the head and it gives the thirds a bit more of a look at it.
yeah, fantastic. That's what you want your second to do.
Chris has been a fantastic bowler for many years. He's was skipping last year actually in this side, but that's how tough it is with the quality of the players they have.
Speaking of quality,
what a bowl.
Great shot by Greg Jeans. I actually think Chris might have skipped the opening match out at Deer Park and Moonee Valley.
Oh, yeah, you might be right actually.
Not a bad reply here. Not a bad reply at all.
Jeez, look at these thirds go. He's had a very good night, Harley. He's played some very good bowls. Even though the score's a blowout, I still think that, you know, like, well, from what I saw earlier and coming back to, like, they've played so many good bowls on this rink, like both sides.
Oh, that is so stiff. He's given the shot
unlucky.
away. He's played a very good shot.
It's pretty tucked in as well too. Does it sum up the Altona night?
Probably does. Probably does.
And Harley, ooh, almost.
Oh, he's giving
wait,
it back. This happened a couple of ends ago. It was a little tit for tat.
Look at these two go.
Just feeling a little sorry for each other. Mind you, if I was Altona, I definitely wouldn't be feeling sorry for Deer Park with a 92-50 scoreline.
No, not at all. I wouldn't be giving them anything.
No, not if you can help it.
It looks like Nathan's looking to play to sort of sit this bowl out, but
I don't know what he's trying to do. He's known for his inventiveness.
and he sometimes just does not play the shot that you're expecting to. Guess Lee's probably just sort of going to pop something over there in case that he does get it and that jack does pop out to that other side. No, he's going for it as well.
He's going for the shot. Just needs to get under this bowl. Oh, well, he'll take it doing it that way.
Well, I guess if all those short bowls there, it was always, well, not so much short. They were actually back bowls at the start of the end. So,
yeah.
But yeah, always was an option. There was, I mean, looking at that head, there was nothing there clear for the skips to go for. So.
And there's still nothing clear for Nathan, whether he wants to guts their short bowl onto the shot bowl here.
Well, that's all I can sort of really see at the moment. Well, actually can't see anything at the moment because Shane's in the way, but it's probably just, trying to get onto that bowl of mats, onto that orange bowl to hit the jack and kick it backwards.
Big weight. Got something. Yeah, well played. I think it's going to be shot to Greg Jeans there with the green bowl at the back. 1 out, 2 out. Would have liked to have seen Leroy's go flying out. I don't think it would have made a difference apart from take the measure out, but Chris ball indicates that it's 1 to Altona.
I mean, the thing is, too, he's cleared out a lot there. It's probably pretty drawable for Lee as well, too.
I'm hoping for a shot to Altona here so that they're a sniff for the rink going into the last end.
Yeah, well, the guys, look, I thought they played pretty well.
He's looking for the bowl.
Bowl or jack? No.
He's got the bowl.
Jeepers.
He likes to spoil people's fun.
He does, he does. He likes to turn it up for the crowd. That's what I think it is.
Might be a couple here.
One down, I think, was the indication.
Just the one, but
that does
means they can't lose the rink.
Yeah. I mean, I still wouldn't be upset if they dropped an 8 just to make it interesting, but can't lose the rink at this point. And as this one goes into their last end, I think Kevin's rink is on their last end as well, which is actually the furthest rink away, so we can't really see what's happening there. But it
is 8 the difference though, so it would need a miracle for Altona to to get a point out of it.
Yeah, and the jacks move backwards as well, so there's a lot of short bowls. So I feel like an 8's probably near impossible. But you know they could kill it and go again. Go for the 8.
Why not? Good opener from Harry again. Took him a couple of ends to adjust to the change in pace, but he's got it now.
Yeah, I think as well too, like just the line. He was playing some that wider line that it was earlier, and he was sort of not getting back. But geez, he corrected well. Like, I was going to say for such a young bowler, but I think he's probably actually even been bowling longer than I have. He started very young. Yeah, he's just got real maturity just to sense the fact that conditions have changed and make those adjustments. Doubles this one up. 2 great bowls. Geez, I wish after 20 ends I could be that consistent, I tell you what. Just bowling absolutely fantastic, young Harry. Fair reply here, though, from Matt. Yeah, good bowl. It's got 2 bowls in the game there as well, too, so that's really good. Really good leading from both. So Chris has had a pretty good night, especially for like drawing the shot when they were down.
So the Moonee Valley and Yarraville Footscray game has tightened up a little bit. It's Cohen Litvin's 10 up on Michael Sims. Kane Nelson's 16 up on Nathan Black. Craig Mills is 2 up on Nathan Lynch. And Brett Marnie's 10 up on Dylan Fisher. So that is 10 up Yarraville, 6 up Moonee, 4 up Moonee, 6 in front Yarraville with about 10 ends to go.
That'll be a tight finish.
Yeah. Chris Ball, dead draws it. Well
Great
played.
correction, Chris. Only needed the smallest amount, but yeah, great bowl. A little bit of correction coming here from Shane, but he's been a little bit tonight where he hasn't played one that's been so good, but then his next one's been on point. So let's see if he can do that again on his last end, because I always joke Skip remembers the last end when they're doing the scorecard. So
He can improve, but not quite enough.
not enough. And he's not blocking anyone because is nobody still playing that hand?
Well, not on this end, I think, with those 2 bowls there.
No. I was going to say he hasn't blocked the hand because no one's playing it, but I wasn't sure if anyone had given it a bit more of a go.
Well, yeah, it's better on this backhand because the shot bowl is on that side anyway, but the first bowl that he's played, unfortunately, does make it hard to get back on that side.
So the Alal Anderson rink has finished, but they haven't popped up their last end, so...
we might have to go to Bowls Link to get that one.
Might have to. I'll entrust you to do that one, seeing you're doing all the scoring. I get to have the fun job of just turning up and doing the commentary while you're in the background doing all the hard work, updating the scores on the screen.
So it was a 1 to the Matty Alal rink, which gives Kevin Anderson a 24-17 win.
It's a good ball there by Greg. Probably about a bowl in front of the jack, so...
So we're just going to see this one out as this is the last end of our stream and the last end of the match overall.
Yeah, 2 great bowls there from Harley.
Harley draws right onto the jack.
He's had a very good night.
Thanks, Clarkie. Thanks for tuning in, as always.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. I mean...
Inside a run.
The stream's for the viewers. Great bowl.
Yeah, I think he's made shot out of it.
It was always one of the options because he tightened his line and he added a bit of weight to play that. So, but yeah, the viewers make it. We love the comments as well.
We do, and we've got great viewers on Facebook and great viewers on YouTube as well who we can't see their comments, but
And tuning in from all over as well too. We've had a pretty good night.
We have. And it's still fine here. I'm still standing here in a shirt, so it's been a perfect night for bowls. Virtually no wind, as Leroy has played a good one, but I think by the
I don't think he
fact
ran on
that
just
Chris
enough.
Ball put his hands on his hat, just saying, "Oh my goodness," meaning that the Altona boys have still got the shot.
He's tough though too. They've only got one within 4.
Pretty hard to add another one here.
Yeah,
Think back, backhand, beat the back orange bowl.
that's it. Because really what they're going to be looking to do is just that little bit of jack movement to turn Lee's onto it. Turn Lee's bowl onto the jack.
He's just about done that.
Oh, great
Good
bowl
effort.
there. Very good bowl. Kind of mitigates that one. So it looks like he's playing a bit, trying to get it out clean.
It might help him. Oh, it's gone back to the Nathan Wilson bowl. He'd be doing well to draw another one here, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would. I was like, how good's the memory? But I actually can't see where the jack is.
The
to see if
jack's
it's
right,
on the
so
bowl.
for our viewers, there it is. It's right in front of Nathan Wilson's bowl. Chucks down a wrong bias, as we see one shot there to Altona, and that finishes out our match. It's a dominating win here for Deer Park, picking up all 18 points, 93 to 55, 38 shot win. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thanks again to our streaming partners, Dandenong Club and Moama Bowls Club. Next week we'll be back for another great Friday night clash where Bundoora will be playing host to Melbourne. For all those playing tomorrow, little ring to the inside. Thanks very much. And thank you very much to you, Sarah, and to Cooper for joining in.
Not a problem. Pleasure to be here.
Night all.